real. Let's review. What's the deal, okay? Watching footage going out of control. Buckle up, we got an hour to go. So let's go, that's straight heat. Ain't no chillin' around here. Back to back, Nat Chimps, how we feelin' around here? Got my whole squad in the building around here. If my name ain't on it, then I really don't care. Come on. 3-point stance, we advance. Ball in my hands, I don't take no chance. Touchdown dance, that's my jam. No hot takes, this is nothing but rants. Nothing but rants. Nothing but rants. Nothing but rants. On the beat, hey. Yeah.
Welcome in, ladies and gentlemen, to MBR, or as we like to call it around here, Nothing But Rants, the show where I find topics that I'm oddly passionate about and I pontificate upon them. These are not hot takes, but rather takes that I'm hot about. What's up? You really like that?
Let's shut up and grind some tape.
We're good.
What is up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome in to the Film Guy Network on a fabulous Thursday evening. All of my producers, or both of my producers, I should say, got a little bit different rhythm to them. You know, he's a louder clicker than you. That's what just happened right there. I don't know.
Is that what it is?
That was a silent click. We work off clicks around here. We don't got no like fancy producer. It's just me and him. And when Jonathan's here, it's just me and him and him. That's it. So like it's real raw productions around here. I'm trained like Marshall in How I Met Your Mother. I'm trained off audio cues, man, like a dog. Okay, so I don't speak English. I speak verbal and audio cues. And you were over there messing with my cues, so I'm sitting here. How long was I in silence?
It was no more than 3 seconds.
Okay, welcome in. Last show, best show. Last show, best show here on a Thursday night. Got an absolutely slam-packed loaded one for you. We, believe it or not, have even more updates on the Brendan Sorsby story. At this point, what has become an absolute PR debacle. We'll talk about it today. Unless you're a Texas Tech fan, you're just going to ride this one out. You ride with the homies all the way through, so good on you. We ranked, quote, rooting for their downfall teams.
Yeah.
And I think Texas Tech is highly up amongst these. We've been rooting for your downfall type of college football teams tonight. Would love the chat suggestions on those. SEC kickoff slots, not times announced. I hated this yesterday. I think this is a total offseason BS buzz machine. But nonetheless, we found out what windows some football games are going in. And Kirby was a professional with it. He brought in real topics. I looked at all of those graphics yesterday and was like, y'all ain't tell me nothing, but you going to play in midday and you going to play at night. Okay. Cool. Didn't actually get legitimate times, but we got slots. So that's good. It's also because the SEC is now flexing their schedules, which is something that they need to be doing. Mm-hmm. So it's a wrong complaint by me. Here's what's real, though. USC hired a clanker, and Brian Kelly's doing community service. We will talk about it all tonight here on the Film Guy Network. Make sure you hit that thumbs up button, liking, subscribing, telling a friend. We've been talking about this lately. If you are not telling a friend about this place, you're a bad friend, and we don't like bad friends around here, all right? So call your homie, tell them about the Film Guy Network, call your friends, call you guys, call you gals, whoever it is. Let's talk about it tonight. Let's get them in here talking about some college football. Let's start where we've started all week, Kirby, and that is out there in Lubbock with this Sorsby story that keeps delivering. And like I said at the beginning, this story keeps delivering in large part because Texas Tech people can't really stop talking.
Oh, man.
And can't really stop giving us noteworthy topics. For example, we got done talking about this 48 hours ago. Mm-hmm. 47 and a half hours ago, we got done talking about this. Since then, we've had Cody Campbell, the billionaire booster, go on Outkick with Dan Dockich and give us a litany of things to talk about. Joey McGuire, the head coach, was at the coaches clinic where he declined to speak and answer questions from the media, but did answer questions from fans. Obviously, he was asked by a fan about Brendan Sorsby, and he gave us some quotes. Today, we have a statement from the Texas Tech athletic director, as well as today we have the Texas State Attorney General preemptively threatening to sue the entirety of the Big 12 and all of its members if they dare punish Sorsby or Texas Tech. Where do you want to start?
Ooh, man. I think we should start with this Texas Tech threatening to sue about violating antitrust laws.
I would be a parent not treating my friends or my children fairly if I acted like I care where you wanted us to start.
Understandable.
We're going to start with Cody Campbell. And we're going to start with Cody Campbell out there on Dan Dockage's show. Go watch it if you want. It's over there on Outkick. I think it's called Don't At Me, which is an interesting name of a show for a man the age of Dan Dockage. Nonetheless, Don't At Me on Outkick. Cody Campbell went on there. I believe it was great how they opened with, hey, thanks for having me on, Dan. You are one of the few media people in this world that I respect. Everybody else, they lie. Everybody else, they lie. They made sure they had to get up front about that. Everybody else lies about him, which lays into my next point. He played victim. That's the quote that went most viral, basically saying, if LSU did this, no one would say anything. People are just upset because it's Texas Tech. And really, people in the Big 12 are just upset because Brendan's really, really good, and this makes them so much better than everybody else. Two things, specifically about the LSU situation. Sir, do you not know who Lane Kiffin is? Do you not know what the story was in college football prior to you guys doing this? It was Lane Kiffin being kind of a unanimous asshole. Is that how you would describe that?
I would
or
say
a narcissist,
so, yeah.
at least.
Narcissism.
Bare minimum, everybody and their mama going after Lane Kiffin for that. That was what they were talking about. If Lane Kiffin and LSU if this was Sam Levitt, Lane Kiffin and LSU would be would be on the proverbial, you know what? Like they would be strung out in front of everybody, crucifixed in front of everybody because it's Lane Kiffin. They're doing this because this was the line. We talked about this all week. This is the line. The line is gambling on games in which you are involved in. It's always been in line in athletics since, I think, 1919 when the Gambling Commission came about. Mm-hmm. This has been the line. So that's the first thing. Secondly, with LSU, they'd probably just play Landon Clark, the guy they paid $900,000 from Elon that was an All-American last year that threw for 2,500 yards and rushed for another 600. He's basically the next Trinidad Chambliss, they think. And then, or if not him, I don't know, the five-star Husan Longstreet. They'd probably play him that. That's the other thing I want to talk about with this Texas Tech stuff. I know Graham Harrell is hurt, or Graham, the backup quarterback, 15. Probably just Graham Harrell's not him. That's a guy who played years ago
it's not
at Texas
Graham
Tech. Austin, anyway, look it up for me. Number 15. I know he's hurt and not going to be available. Will, maybe? I don't know. My football brain's going crazy right about now.
Keep going. I got you.
Anyways.
Will Hammond.
Yeah, Will Hammond. That's the other thing about this. Like, y'all spent 5.5, whatever you spent on Brendan Sorsby. Probably need to start spending some good money on backups too, since y'all got it. Since it's just a bottomless budget, since you can just do whatever you want with the money. Probably need to start buying quality backups. So A, injury, most importantly. That's why most people do this. But like B, if you had somebody other than even Will Hammond, like I said, LSU's got 3 of these guys they paid. They got a bottomless budget. They spend at a position that matters. So that's the other thing. He also, during this interview with Dockage, Kirby, multiple times, I think at least on 2 occasions, I tweeted out one of them, compared gambling on your own team, called it the third rail, quote, no different than paying players was 3 years ago. Essentially insinuating that 3 years from now, because of the ruling and TRO that, or what do you call it? Temporary injunction. Yeah. Because of the injunction filed in court now, that 3 years from now, gambling on games you're going to be involved in, it's just going to be par for the course. It's going to be rampant. It's going to be all over the sport, just like paying players is now. He compared it. He said, quote, 3 years ago, there was a temporary injunction and a court ruling about paying players. And now look where we are. This is no different. And then went on to make a comment about how, hey, don't hate the player, hate the game. And then he stopped himself and goes, I do hate the game. That's why you should vote for my bill to save college sports. Those were conjoining statements. I kid you not. You really, really can't make this stuff up. I talked about it with you Tuesday. I don't believe all billionaires are created equal.
For sure.
And I don't, they're just not. Some of them are, titans of their industry who probably did some type of massive innovation that created transcendent, life-changing wealth. And some of them just dug the right hole. This is a dug the right hole guy. You know what I mean? So there's a lot in that. But did you have any thoughts on the Dockich thing?
Well, I mean, without even diminishing Cody Campbell's intelligence, the thing that I think that he does not grasp or is just blatantly ignoring for the own benefit of Texas Tech is that on Saturday, no matter what, every fan in a stadium, everyone watching TV, everyone watching a college football game has the belief and utmost expectation that all the players playing on the field are playing to win. Now, the ways in which those players were acquired may be an unfair advantage. Some of the players may have some off-field issues, but at the end of the day, when the game starts, everyone is trying to win the football game. And with Brendan Sorsby and things like that and the precedent that has been set, that now more so than ever has been called into doubt. So, yeah, we can, and I know we'll get to Joey McGuire later, but we can reference, off-field things, and he didn't even kill anybody or things like that. The problem is that the sanctity of Saturdays, where you watch a football game and expect and truly believe that the quarterback that is starting is genuinely playing for the best interest of himself at the very least, and then his team, is no longer there.
Also, he kept talking about how he didn't gamble on any games that he was involved in or didn't bet against himself. Yes, the NCAA brought evidence that he bet against and unders against Indiana twice, to which his in-court response was, I do not recall. So, yes, we did. We broke it wasn't just like, hey, I'm betting on the boys. No, at least twice we bet against ourselves.
Yeah, and the common Texas Tech defense I've seen from that is he wasn't playing in those games. He was on the sidelines for it. So, correct, Brendan Sorsby up to this point has not had a in-person, in-game effect that we know of on a game.
And look, we have to talk about this because this is a precedence. Kirby, I don't want guys gambling on their own team. I don't want it.
No.
It's no different, in my opinion, than insider trading because these guys get to sit in meeting rooms. They get to sit in on game plans. They get to know how they're about to attack their opponent. They get to, whether or not it's false a sense of bravado or confidence, they know more than the common bettor. And it is a market, and the market can be manipulated. And if you're manipulating the market with inside information, that's not okay. And that's why the Sports Betting Commission has been very adamant about this, again, since jump. So
yeah, so why Cody Campbell is basically talking about how Brendan Sorsby's done nothing wrong, and this is the exact same as if you're paying for players, and it's just something outside the rules that one day will be accepted as normal. I think he's completely missing the mark there. He's either missing it completely or just blatantly ignoring it because it means that Texas Tech gets to have their quarterback.
Before he went on this whole this most recent media run, I went viral in his comments telling him, hey, a PR agent, if you wanted one, would probably tell you just stop talking.
Oh my dude.
Just stop talking. And maybe for a multitude of reasons. A, every time we talk we make it worse, but B, you're out here verbally defending this Sorsby stuff while also simultaneously talking about getting the Save College Sports Rights Act passed. In one 5-minute conversation yesterday with Dockich, he talks about how if anybody in the Big 12 or if the Big 12 themselves tries to punish Brendan Sorsby, they will be violating antitrust lawsuits. He says that. Then about 2 minutes later, talks to Dockich about how we need to get an antitrust lawsuit exemption in court so we can pass my Save College Sports Right. That's what that bill is, by the way.
Yep.
It's an exemption of antitrust lawsuits. So, for again, layman's terms, he's both using antitrust to get his player eligible while also saying we need to exempt antitrust from college football. Hypocrisy at its finest. That's what that is. So, and we're just doing this over and over again every time we open our mouth.
Moving on to the lawsuits thing with Texas Tech, basically threatening that because obviously it's come out that a bunch of ADs and other programs have announced that they're no longer scheduling Texas Tech, essentially blackballing them from the sport. Texas Tech is now threatening lawsuits, obviously, because it violates antitrust.
Not just Texas Tech. The Attorney General of the state, Kirby, the state Attorney General, Ken Paxton, is threatening legal action against the Big 12 if they punish Sorsby or Texas Tech any further than what the temporary injunction ultimately laid out. Now, that is fact. Pause, another fact, and surely it's completely connected. There were several reports and several screenshots today of public documents showing that I think I saw 4 political contributions to the campaign of Kim Paxton from the Campbells in the last week. And I saw another report that said he's given them almost $2.9 million.
Whoa.
So, yeah. I wonder why. Surely completely unrelated. But, yeah, the Attorney General has threatened to sue all Big 12 member schools, including TCU, Houston, and Baylor, Texas State schools.
I do love how Texas Tech came out with this long-winded, basically announcement that, like, hey, we need to stop going after us. We didn't do anything here. Brendan Sorsby filed this injunction. This was his doing. We're here to support him by whatever it means, but this is not us. Stop pointing the finger at us. And then a couple minutes later, there's a quote from someone on there, I can't remember exactly who it was, where Texas Tech is announcing that they're not afraid to go back to court. I thought this wouldn't this be their first time in court? Yeah. Or is it you were holding Brendan Sorsby's hand while doing that while also simultaneously saying, guys, it's not us. It's not us.
I even saw a quote from, I think at some point, one of these guys, whether the AD, whether it be Joey, whether it be Cody, because all of them keep talking. One guy basically said something along the lines of, hey, we wished he wasn't deemed eligible, but we have to back our own guy now that the court says we have to. So it's our job. We have to protect the kid. And we have to.
This is such a PR nightmare for Texas Tech to the point where all that had to have been done, and this entire thing doesn't go under the radar because it is a landmark occurrence in college football. All you have to do if you're Texas Tech is release a statement that says, we are very thankful to so-and-so for filing this injunction and allowing Brendan to be back with his teammates and so-and-so where he belongs. We will internally handle all eligibility concerns for him and suspensions come the regular season. And basically kick the can down the road and basically say, all right, we didn't say we're going to play him. We're just glad he's back with his team. Then you tell Cody Campbell and Joey McGuire, hey, we're not doing APR stunts on this. Just kick it down the road until the season starts because these ADs aren't going to be mad about things. In the
Texas Tech people claim that, and I think I've heard Cody say this, that if they don't play Sorsby, they've basically already signed a contract to play him for $5 million, that if they don't play him, they can't pay him, is what they're saying.
Oh, no.
So they have to play him, is their defense. To remove themselves of any wrongdoing here, they're saying the court ruled him eligible. We have a contract saying we're going to pay him to play, so we have to play him.
So are we concerned with honoring our contracts, or are we concerned with Brendan Sorsby's mental health and helping him fight this addiction?
We're concerned with winning. Whether it be the court case, whether it be the public narrative, whether it be with our own fan base, whether it be on the field. We just want to win by all means necessary. We just want to win.
And that's the thing, and it's kind of the similar thing that we always get mad about, where these teams try to do, this isn't actually what it is. We're just trying, just come out and say, yeah, we care most about winning, and we're kind of willing to do whatever it takes. If Joey McGuire, if Cody Campbell, if Texas Tech came out and said, look, this was the rules, we're going to play by the rules, and we want to win games, and Brendan Sorsby gives the best opportunity to do that, I think at the very least we'd all be mad. But
hold on, Kirby. It's not guaranteed that Brendan Sorsby's actually going to play.
Right.
Because as Joey McGuire told people today, Brendan Sorsby is recovering from an addiction. Brendan Sorsby is recovering from an addiction, no different than their backup quarterback is recovering from a knee injury. Those were his words. Recovering from an addiction. So we don't know when and if he's actually going to be available for week 3 when they play their biggest regular season game besides BYU against Houston. So we might get there, which brings us to our next point. Joey McGuire spoke today. Now, he did not speak to media. He did not get asked questions from the media. He declined the willingness to do so, or declined the opportunity to do so, I should say. But did take questions from local fans in the auditorium. One of the questions that was asked today was basically like, hey, I know he got approved for eligibility by the local court, but is anybody else going to be able to do anything to make sure our Brendan Sorsby doesn't play? And that's when he went on to say, hey, pump the brakes. He might not play against Houston because he's recovering from an addiction, a serious addiction. Went on to say, I've sat down with this guy, met with him over and over again, and he's gone through a lot. Gone through a lot. This was the quote that I think got everybody up in arms, though. Said, quote, for some reason we've been okay with other things and allowing people to play And this is what has united people on what they are against. It's crazy. It's not murder. It's not beating somebody.
It's not a DUI either.
Well, yeah, no, he didn't say that. But the other Texas Tech people have. The other Texas Tech people have been like, there's people with DUIs out here. There's people with DUIs out here. There's people with speeding tickets out here. There's people who have hurt people out here. Yeah, but like this isn't a line like we just recently established in sports world. Again, this is a line that was drawn in 1919. There's a line in American sports, in worldwide sports, that was drawn 100 and almost 10 years ago.
Right. And again, it is the same thing that Cody Campbell is either grasping or they're blatantly ignoring. There are things that you do off the field that have virtually no effect on Saturdays. If you go out and you assault someone or if you commit a DUI or something like that, I'm not saying you shouldn't be punished, but I'm also saying it doesn't necessarily affect the outcome of the game on Saturday.
Your admittance of an addiction is not a complicit factor in your guilt. Or I didn't say that right. Your admittance of addiction does not rid you of consequences of your actions. That's not how that works. And I talked about that on Sunday. Or Monday? When did this break? Monday?
This broke Monday.
Whew. Been a long 4 days. Which brings me to the AD, honestly. Because Kirby Hocutt released a massive statement yesterday. I mean, so long that he got hit with the notorious I'm sorry, bro, or I'm happy for you. Either way, I'm not reading that. Yeah, he got hit with those responses to a litany of likes. But I actually did some reading, so you don't have to. I'll summarize it real quickly. Quote, "We are a victim because what Brendan did happened elsewhere, but also a hero for protecting him from consequences of his actions." That's how I would summarize that statement yesterday. But here are some real quotes. Quote, "Integrity of sports matter. So does the integrity of how we treat a 22-year-old who sought help, entered treatment, and is working towards recovery." The only problem I have with this, the only problem that I have with this is that the whole sought help, entered treatment, and working toward recovery occurred the moment he was caught. That again, doesn't rid you of what you did. All right, so there's that. Your Honor, I've gone to rehab for my drug addictions. Please don't give me consequences for the laws I broke. That doesn't work. It never has, but for some reason it does here because college football, because the NCAA can be beaten in local county court with temporary injunctions. I don't think this would ever fly in any standard court of law. Do you?
Never. Okay.
By the way, I don't know what the I probably should, considering, you know, how old I am and how long I've been gambling, but I don't know the state laws about the fact that most of this was done, I believe, before he was 21.
He was underage. Like, that's been well documented.
And hasn't he sent, like, didn't he do the interstate lines violations of that too?
Correct, yes.
Aren't there like real federal laws that he broke?
Yeah, that part I'm not
Not
sure
just
why.
like the forbidden sin, the cardinal sin, no betting on games you're in. But
the only thing I could guess is because it's the NCAA that opened this investigation. It's not the federal government.
That has been what's been brought up, and that is the fact, right? The NCAA did this, or the NCAA's investigation did this, and I believe the NCAA basically said your compliance in the investigation will rid you of any actual federal charges here. But he doesn't recall, you know, so I don't know how much compliance there was. I love this statement. Quote, "We spent Monday after the judge's ruling attempting to get these recovery systems in place, not thinking about X's and O's. This is all about helping Brendan Sorsby recover. This is not about football. In fact, they haven't talked X's and O's at all." You know what the problem with that is, Kirby? Their head coach, Joey McGuire, said today, do you know who reported for football school today?
Who?
Brendan Sorsby. Anybody have an idea in the chat what football school is? It is verbatim X's and O's. That's what it is. So, yeah, he returned to X's and O's school the day he was approved. So, he did. He did talk X's and O's, Coach. AD. The last statement, and I know you got something here, but the last statement to me is the ultimate slap in the face. Quote, "To my colleagues, I understand the frustration. This situation is hard. It is new. And there's no perfect answer. Sir, this situation never existed in the history of sports because there was a rule that everybody followed about betting on your own teams. This is new because you're the first to ever cross this line. That's why everybody's clutching pearls, my man.
And no, there's no perfect answer. The perfect answer is this. Fine, you want to make sure that Brendan Sorsby does not suffer the mental trauma and all the things of being taken away and not being allowed to be in a team sport and not be in that community. Fine, let Brendan Sorsby report to practice. I know that he was ruled ineligible. Let him practice. Let him be with the team. Let him be on the roster. When Saturdays come, don't let him on the field. And that is the perfect answer for that. Texas Tech gets to protect Brendan Sorsby. You can pay him if you want, and the rest of the sport does not have to suffer because he's not going to have an effect on Saturday games.
I don't think it's ever going to be okay to say, hey, you can bet on your own team. You can maybe even place unders. You're only going to get 2-game suspensions if you say you're an addict and you actually have an addiction. Mm-hmm. At that point, it's all free game. You can do whatever you want. And to me, that is what's happening. They're hiding behind maybe he clearly. I shouldn't say he clearly has an addiction. I think, in my opinion, he does. If we're betting balls and strikes at the local pro baseball game, we probably got a problem. No shade to anybody. No shade to anybody. But I do think the best thing for this young man's mental health would probably be to just worry about what we got going on, not play football in front of the world.
Agreed. I mean, and the thing is, like, this case hasn't been resolved yet. Like, the injunction basically just pushes it down the line to the end to where you meet back again. So
for them, it has. I mean,
for this season, yeah.
Yeah, but even if they go on to win a national title, okay, and in February when the injunction ends and the NCAA has their appeal process in early February, if the NCAA wins and is able to, quote-unquote, vacate that national title, Texas Tech fans won't give a damn.
For sure.
Cody Campbell won't give a damn. They will hang the banner next to the appeal.
Right. But what if they don't win the national title? What if Texas Tech loses in the playoff once again and all of a sudden this season was kind of null and void? You didn't really accomplish what you set out to do this season. Now the NCAA has rightful cause to punish you for playing an ineligible player and breaking the rules. Like, what's stopping the NCAA from coming out guns a-blazing in 9 months or a year, whenever this case is actually resolved?
Nothing.
And I think that's something that you need to be wary of if you're Texas Tech right now. It's like, why are we ruffling feathers when the case is still open? Yeah, the injunction happened. Right now, you can't be punished. Right now, Brendan Sorsby can't play. He's eligible. But at the same point, in 12 months, if it comes out, because the evidence is pretty damning. Mm-hmm. The entire reason that he got the injunction wasn't because, kind of murky waters, we don't know if he's innocent or guilty or not. The injunction was because if I'm ineligible now, it's going to hurt my mental health.
Yeah.
Well, when that excuse is gone and barred and you're off to the NFL, what's stopping Texas Tech from getting brutally punished right now? That's what they need to be aware of. Like, fine, enjoy this season. Like, maybe you win a national championship. I don't think anyone predicted them to be national title favorites, even with Brendan Sorsby on the roster. So,
is there any player we could put on that roster and guarantee a national title?
No.
I don't think so either.
Too many games, too many
variants.
Too many talented teams. Yeah, no. So, yeah. I mean, I hope 2026 is everything you guys hope it to be, because you may be facing some serious consequences after it.
So this obviously puts them in a category of, people rooting for this downfall. People want this team to lose.
Definitely.
I've seen it, people go as far as to say they want the situation you just talked about. They want them to go like 11-1, get their doors blown off win the Big 12, get their doors blown off round one. Basically do what they did last year, and then have it all vacated.
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely people barring for that. I think, and we'll get into this as well, I think this is the first time I can remember where a team has come into the season so hated. Like, we've got a list of teams that we're talking about. The hate builds for
You're right. Well, this guy, the only one I know went into a season absolutely hated is redshirt sophomore Johnny Manziel. Because redshirt sophomore Johnny Manziel had to sit for a couple weeks because some illegal payments.
I think it was
autographs.
Illegal payments, honestly.
Autographs, right?
I remember that, yeah.
The previous third rail. That's right.
Oh, yeah.
Autographs. And then did what he did against Rice. Do you remember that game when he comes back and he wasn't that against
he comes in
Rice?
Like the second half.
Yeah, he comes in second half
suspension. Yeah.
And does he get a personal foul for doing his own celebration.
The money
after,
man's
yeah,
out.
he did the money signs after getting suspended for taking money. That's how you do it.
Yeah, but no, the 2013
That dude was hated.
The 2013 Texas A&M Aggies were a disliked team, but that was solely because of Johnny
Yes.
Manziel, too.
Yes.
And in fairness, Texas Tech is hated solely because of Brendan Sorsby and the coaches right now. So, But yeah, no, that was a hated team. How about the 2010 Auburn Tigers? Just like the epitome of Scam Newton, Nick Fairley.
Kirby, there is a man who went to federal prison over hatred for that football team.
Yeah, dude.
You know what I mean?
I mean that
I'm
is
posing
true.
the trees, Paul.
Now he was of the reason to hate him. I mean, he's an Alabama fan. I get that, but from the outside,
put one of them Scam Newton jerseys on Bear Bryant's statue.
I mean, the Scam Newton, and then stole the laptop, and now his dad got paid to go. This was another third rail story.
The laptop was a Florida thing. It wasn't even an Auburn thing, but people associated it with Cam, and then his whole dad, taking money.
Yep.
From my understanding and remembrance of that story, Mullen went to Mississippi State. Mullen was at Florida when Newton was there. During the time he was at Blinn Community College, they were making the transition to going to Mississippi State was Dan Mullen. They start recruiting Cam Newton to Mississippi State, almost have it done, and then Auburn ups the bid back in the day, and Mississippi State gets upset and reports Auburn to the NCAA. Do you remember this?
Yeah.
They were actively getting investigated mid-season.
Yeah, I remember.
And it ultimately came out, I think the NCAA figured out that Mississippi State had already given down payments, and Auburn did it too. And I think the NCAA was just like,
biggest star in the league. Whatever, man. We got heat last time for taking Reggie Bush's Heisman 5 years ago.
Yeah.
We don't even want this again. So
that was you forgot, we both forgot it, but Nick Fairley added to the hatred of that football team.
Nick Fairley, yeah.
Nick Fairley was not a clean football player.
As a Georgia fan, Nick Fairley was quite hated in my household for quite some time. So, yeah, that 2010 Auburn team was very hated. Here's another one.
Chat. Yes, it was like $200,000. It was like $200,000, and I don't even know if it was real. I don't even know if he got it.
No, I don't know.
You know,
either.
I highly doubt Cam got it. Somebody got it.
Someone
in the form of a duffel bag. Remember the old bag, man?
Of course, man. How about the 2018 UCF Knights? This one's interesting because they go through the 2017 season. They're undefeated. They beat Auburn, a team that beat number 1 Alabama and number 1 Georgia, and they claim they're national champions. And it was kind of ironic at first, but then some people genuinely believed it. So I think UCF, people kind of preyed on their downfall because no one really respected them. But at that point, there was not a data set that proved that they weren't elite.
James Franklin's, how's that? James Franklin Save Us says NCAA can't take title from Texas Tech. Brooks College Football Playoff is not owned by CFP. Yeah, they can't take the CFP trophy, but we talked about this the other night. The Crystal Ball trophy is still handed out to the CFP winner every year by the NCAA. If you go look at the trophy cases, they're all there. All right, you get your conference title, you get your bowl game wins during the playoffs, you win the national title, you get the CFP Dr. Pepper trophy, and you get the Crystal Ball. It's still given out. They will vacate all of those wins. They will not give them that ball. You are right in the sense that the CFP can go ahead and award them a trophy. But I would just imagine that if for some reason the NCAA wins that appeal process, the CFP will retroactively pull that title.
Most likely, yes.
Go ahead.
Another hated team. I think this is probably the most hated team in the last decade. The 2023 Michigan Wolverines.
Yeah.
When the whole Connor Stiens thing broke, people were furious. And then that team ended up going to win the national championship. That was a very testy time in college football fandom.
I got a singular player nomination.
Let's hear it.
Does Ndamukong Suh fit the bill here? I felt like towards the end of his Nebraska run, people were not a fan of Ndamukong Suh. Only compounded. Maybe this is a revisionist history because the Detroit Lions stuff had a bunch of nasty stuff to it too.
I think the Detroit Lions is what does most of the heavy lifting for people hating Ndamukong Suh. I was very young at the time, but I vaguely remember Ndamukong Suh being kind of well liked because he was the. I
mean, he did finish third in the Heisman.
He was supposed to win the Heisman because Mark Ingram was
You're probably right.
So maybe, but I don't remember. How about
is that the best individual defensive carry we've seen?
Probably, yeah. I would say
Because
so.
they took is that what Nebraska's last conference championship they played for?
Yeah, it might be, yeah. 2009.
And you can't name, maybe a Nebraska fan tonight can, but you can't name a single player off those teams other than Dominican.
Wasn't Taylor Martinez the quarterback for those teams?
Well, surely there was a Martinez there for 17 years. I mean, surely you got one of them right there.
But no. All right, here's another one that I think was a extremely hated team. The 2013 Florida State Seminoles.
Oh, I thought you were going Golden Domers. Yeah, the Crab Leg Jameis Winston Seminoles, is that them?
Crab Leg Jameis Winston, under under a case Jameis Winston at the time.
Ooh. Stand on the lunch table. Stand on a lunch table, right in the Jameis Winston.
Jameis Winston's PR team needs to get in touch with Texas Tech.
Correct.
Because my God,
correct.
Jameis Winston is probably the most loved NFL football player right now. A decade and a half ago, he was easily one of the most hated individuals in college football history.
Mm-hmm.
So whatever Jameis Winston has done, and whoever's talking in his ear needs to go get in Texas Tech's ear.
Chat's got a good one here. They're talking about the obviously the Notre Dame. What was that, 2011?
12
for
the Manti
Te'o.
Yeah, 2012.
It was a combination of a bunch of things, right? Like the Manti Te'o catfishing story. Everybody, for some reason, threw a bunch of hatred towards him. I looking back at it, I probably was, but now that I know what he was a victim.
Yeah.
He was a victim.
This was like,
and I don't understand what the hatred that came from that. Looking back at it,
because no one knew what catfishing was at the time.
They just thought he lied.
So yeah, they was like, oh, he lied about it.
Like
his girlfriend's not real.
Yeah,
he lied about it. We got catfish. His girlfriend wasn't real, but he.
So this is before Neve or Neve. Who's my man on catfishing on MTV?
Neve.
Nev.
You're right.
It's before my man Nev.
It was before him. Yeah.
Okay.
Like people didn't know about this.
Yeah, people were absolutely thinking he's just a liar.
Yeah.
He's just original fake news.
Mm-hmm.
Got lied about his girlfriend.
It's also like it's easy to hate.
And she died. That's great. Like lying about a dead girlfriend, kind of crazy.
Yeah.
In a vacuum, but not the case. But that was compounded by the fact that I don't think anybody other than Notre Dame fans thought they should have been in that national title going into it. And then every college football fan got confirmed bias the moment they got their doors blown off by Alabama in that natty.
Yeah, that 2012 season haunts me as a Georgia fan, knowing that.
Yeah, man. I mean, if what was waiting for you was Notre Dame, you were going to box that ass too.
For sure.
Yep.
All right, here's another team that this is a modern one. How about the 2023 Colorado Buffaloes? Now, this one wasn't as much of a hated team because it fell so far off the tracks by the middle of the season. But when Colorado started out 4-0, I believe, and people were sitting on First Take talking about is Deion Sanders greater than Nick Saban, that team was very hated for a brief moment of time. Now, the hate watch was successful. But I think that's a team that goes up there and most hated.
Before we get too far into the show, these Super Chubs are relative to this Texas Tech story, so I want to get these. Do you have any more hated teams?
I've got a few, but I don't think they're the most hated. So we can.
I mean, come on, we got time.
2024 Ohio State. I think
for what?
Them being a two-loss team and then claiming they're one of the best teams ever because they went and they made the college football playoff run, that rubbed a lot of people the wrong way. Here's another one that revisionist history, I think, has done a lot of favors. The 2011 LSU Tigers with the Honey Badger. The Honey Badger was not well-liked during his time in college football.
Again, revisionist history. If Honey Badger got in trouble for what he got in trouble for nowadays, it wouldn't even happen.
Correct.
Like, didn't he get suspended for smoking dope?
Yeah. No, I mean, look.
Come on, dog.
Again. No, yeah, for sure. Like, I don't think he should have been. But LSU around that time was a very, very hated football team. So that's one of them. 2009 Florida. I mean, like, that's the epitome of.
Dude, Tebow got some hate.
Tebow was hated.
Tebow was hated.
I think people like again
the Tebowing thing was troll. It was original trolling.
Yeah.
The idea that we would like randomly Tebow, take a knee and do the Tebow like randomly, like, I don't know, in the halls of Kroger and then take a photo of it. That was trolling. It was OG trolling.
Yeah.
People did not like Tebow.
Then I've got some 90s U teams, 80s U teams. Those like the classic ones, but again, I wasn't alive for those to remember it. So the final team I have, and this is interesting, 2022 Tennessee.
Nah.
Not hated?
Nah.
Okay.
Why?
I think people started praying for their downfall once that like Tennessee fans realized they were number one in the country, and they were very boisterous about it.
Oh, I mean, nah. That's the Georgia fan talking in you.
Maybe.
Yeah. Nah, I don't think people nationally were like, damn, Tennessee's back.
I will say I vividly remember when South Carolina was beating them, the entire nation was celebrating and pointing fingers and laughing at Tennessee. So maybe that's where I'm wrong there, but they were also very happy to watch them beat Alabama that year. So
Yes, they were. That was one of the best games of that season.
I think that's the classic, like the underdog turns into the favorite and everyone just wants to prey on their downfall now.
Yeah.
That's what 22 Tennessee felt like.
I mean, that's what's happening with Texas Tech right now.
No.
They were in the 12 for so long, and now they're on top, and now everybody hates them. That's all it is.
No.
Insider trading is exactly how I described it, says Georgia Gabe Bell 6372 says, how is this man Brendan Sorsby not in – I will let's not say that. Like you said, Brooks, knowing the inside in the meetings, then betting it is literally insider trading and fraud. That's how I feel about it. Again, I want my markets pure. I want my markets as pure as I can be. And you'll say, hey, Brooks, some $100 bet placed in Indiana is not going to sway the line. Nah, but he might win and I might lose, and he's got a competitive edge. And I don't like that. I don't feel good about that. I don't think you should either when we're playing in the same markets. Marcy Reen, a known contributor in this here chat, says Sorsby is a mole to college football. Andrew Smart has to play for Georgia, and Comrade Kirby has bad taste.
You know, I feel like at this point, Marcy is just paying to insult me now.
Which
is fine.
I'm okay with it. I'm fine with it.
Nope, you go ahead. Yeah, thank you. Thank you for the contribution.
By the way, I want to say this, and I want to defend my man. Whoever in the Discord put that AI image of him as Comrade Kirby with Russian hieroglyphics on it. Good job. I'm just kidding. Don't do it again. Don't do it again. Don't do that again. What?
It's junk, man.
It's junk.
I'm not even mad about the Russian thing. The Auburn fan, junk.
I mean, you did pick them.
Dude.
That's where this stems from.
I get it.
I get called Bama Brooks. You get called Comrade Kirby. If your name started with an A, you just be Auburn Austin. But instead, your name starts with a K. So that's what you get. Look, it's alliterations, baby. That's how nicknames work.
Look, you'll
bounce back.
Sorry, I was trying to maintain my integrity.
You'll do something soon. I mean, would you rather Comrade Kirby or Vacation Kirby?
Just call me Kirby, man. Why can't I just be me?
You're right. Why can't I just be me? It's Papa Curb in the chat.
I don't know if he's in the chat, but I sent him that picture and he did not like it.
Yeah, nah, he wasn't.
He was not a fan.
He was not a fan. He's like, hey, I'm all for the jokes, but like, let's draw a line.
He wanted to find who was responsible for that photo.
Wow.
Have a talk with him.
Claude, Chat GPT.
Yeah, dude.
That's who.
Clanker.
Your eyes went up thinking I was talking about the other Claude.
No. I knew you were talking
I wouldn't. SEC kickoff windows.
Whoa, speaking of clankers.
What? Oh, dude. USC hired a clanker.
Well, they hired a clanker king.
Oh, excuse me, director of clankers.
A clanker king.
Oh, yeah, clanker king.
Yeah.
USC hired a clanker king. The king of the clankers, Connor McQuiston.
McQuiston?
Connor McQuiston. He got a name like he'd be the king of the clankers.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, all jokes aside, those who don't know, USC hired a director of AI today.
And the funniest part about it is I read a couple articles on it.
None of them know what he's going to do.
No.
None of them.
2 quotes from The Athletic. It's unclear what McQuiston's focus will be as the director of AI. The sport is still in the early stages of deploying it across the football landscape. And then there's like 2 paragraphs. And then the next quote is, it's widely unknown how a football program can benefit from using it in day-to-day operations. Like, this feels very much like Lincoln Riley's like, you know what, let's be trailblazers. Let's say we've promoted this guy to head of AI. And it's like, what's he going to do? I don't know. Run film?
All right.
Run it through film?
So the article that I read, one of the 3 or 4 that covered this story today, said that there are Division I football programs, quote, using AI to do initial evals on guys. Who in the hell is allowing that to happen? Who in the hell is allowing some clanker written code by, I would imagine coded up by some guy who's never played ball ever, is allowing entry-level evals to be done by a robot? I would argue the entry-level eval is by far the most important.
Yeah.
That's how we decide who the coaches actually see so they can determine final evals. What are we doing? Wow. I'm all for using AI to make your job and easier. If you want to hand it a big Excel sheet and say, hey, bring me back advanced analytics for this, I'm all for this. But the idea that you're allowing a robot to give you football opinions in your building, crazy. Crazy.
I could very well see this being as like his job is sitting in an office today and he inserts 500 huddle tapes and goes, whatever, ChatGPT, find me the 10 best players out of watching all these tapes, make no mistakes, and then just kicks his feet up on the desk for 2 hours. That's obviously not what he's doing, but that is fun to imagine. That's what the
I saw
director of
one
AI is
article
doing.
that said he's going to be in charge of building their football AI model.
Yeah. Now, in fairness to him, he does have past experience working in analytics in both the NFL and college football, and he does a job at advanced analytics. I'm sure AI is basically just like he's going to utilize this to make data analytics a bit better. I don't think it's a change at all for what he will be doing, honestly.
I work in AI every day. If you all even knew the capabilities. Bowden's flip phone. Does it know ball? Does it know that skinny ankles are important? Can it talk about big asses? These are legitimate questions.
We'll probably do that, but probably not in
AI.
the football way.
What's it know about spin rate? What's it know about mechanics? What's it know about foot fire? AI don't know ball. Get out of here.
Segueing with the AI, someone who has heavily relied on AI has finally landed a job. Because
Yeah, Brian Kelly doing charity work.
Yeah, well,
Brian Kelly doing charity work.
you're working pro bono right now.
Yeah, pro bono. It's charity work. You're doing it for free. What you call doing work for free?
Pro bono. It would depends. If I'm trying to,
I thought pro bono connoted I'm gonna get paid at the end when we win. That's what I thought pro bono
pro
meant.
bono is like this is experience.
This was on the
I'm
house.
doing this, yeah,
This was on the house.
yeah.
That's
like
what pro bono
like
means.
a lot of
Okay.
internships are like pro bono.
Okay, so Brian Kelly coaching football on the house.
Yeah, at Memphis.
You think he asked Claude how to get this job?
He told people he was using it in interviews and in the process like that to try and figure out what to say. So I'd have to imagine it was utilized to some degree when he landed this job.
What should I do next? Charity work. Bet. I'm going to go for coach from Memphis.
Yeah. Does it say what his role is going to be at Memphis?
Non-paid.
Is this has got to be like
What do you think CBS Sports thought of this?
Damn, we lost another one.
I'm sure he's doing both jobs, Kirby. I'm sure he's still going to be on CBS Sports
probably.
panel.
This might
This is an announcement so Coach Huff can call him with questions. All jokes aside, that's what this is.
This also screams to me, and this might be wrong, like, hey, we're going to bring in a big name Brian Kelly. That way in 3 years, if this Coach Huff stuff doesn't work out, we've got a Division I major power player who's competed in national championships to be our head coach at Memphis. That's what it seems like to me.
You think he's head coach in waiting? The Huff guy's supposed to work.
Yeah, well, I'm not saying the Huff guy's not going to work, but it very much seems like, hey, let me just get close to this just in case it doesn't.
I also think as long as Memphis is a Conference USA member and they're not, in a Power 4 conference, they should win. I don't think Memphis should ever be less than an 8-win football program in that conference. There's no freaking way. They have 10x the budget that the next team has. They got $20 million from FedEx over the next 5 years. Nobody's got that. Unless East Carolina gets Mr. Beast. Is that his name? Mr. Beast to come.
Yeah.
Mr. Beast to come in there and, I don't know, sponsor the place with jerky or something.
He does something like that.
He's got his own jerky.
He's a big YouTuber.
Oh, yeah, he's a huge YouTuber.
I'm a little old for his demographic.
Some would say he's the biggest.
Probably, yeah. I'm a little old for his demographic, however.
As am I. I don't think I've seen one.
There's some of them that are pretty interesting, but
Yeah.
every now and then, not a lot of time on the tube.
Goals, bro.
Yeah, if I had Mr. Beast money, I would probably be giving it away a little bit to charity.
Mm-hmm. He's from Greenville, North Carolina. Where East Carolina is located. So, Mr. Beast was at Pitt today.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, maybe he's filming Beast games.
Panthers are on the move.
Yeah. Yeah. How about the Clankers, man?
Good for
The Clankers getting Brian Kelly some charity work. That's awesome. That's good.
Good for Brian Kelly. Good for USC. I'm glad that they were to make a monumental hire.
And honestly, good for LSU for paying him his buyout so he can work for free.
Yeah,
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah.
He honestly, seriously, all jokes aside, he might have to work for free because while he's receiving his buyout from LSU, he might not be able to receive compensation. There are bylaws in your buyouts.
That has got to be what it is.
I can almost guarantee.
And he's probably
Brian Kelly strike you as someone who does shit for free. He strikes me as an extremely frugal person to the point of he'll go sit down and eat cheese dip by once him.
That's legendary, though. Honestly, never respected him more. You get a $50 million check.
57,
and
Christian?
Your first inclination is, you know what? We're going down and having a queso.
Margs and queso now.
We're not buying yachts. We're not buying mansions. I'm treating myself.
We're not hiding. We're not going to Planet Fitness.
Yeah.
We're going to wait to get on television. We're going straight to the Mexican joint getting margs.
Straight to
and
queso.
cheese dip.
Shout out Brian
Love it.
Kelly for that.
Shout out Brian
Legend.
Kelly for that. You want to talk SEC kickoff windows now?
Let's talk some SEC
Let's do this.
kickoff windows.
What was the news out of this? Is there actual news here?
So Tennessee and Texas fans are up in arms about this, and I would say this is probably the biggest takeaway. Tennessee, Texas, obviously a big game. I think that's week 3 or 4. Noon kick in Neyland Stadium.
Wait, run that back.
Yeah, Tennessee and Texas, a game that will kind of build up and will be a very big
It's
matchup.
11 a.m. local?
I believe so. Noon kick, noon Eastern time.
And is that early in the season?
Yeah, it's like week 3 or 4. It's a pretty early game. I don't
Hey,
want to say it's the SEC opener.
What's
but
going on that week to make that one a nooner?
I don't know, but Tennessee fans and the Texas fans are not happy about it.
I wouldn't be
So
either.
There's another one. This is one of my favorite just epitomes of an LSU
I think I know what I
game.
was about to say. It's an LSU thing,
LSU is hosting McNeese State in the night slot. Now, that'll be either between a 6 kick.
Nah, that'll be your 9:30 ESPN ABC night game that weekend.
It'll be the night slot according to this. This is either 6 p.m., somewhere between 6 to 8 p.m. They're hosting McNeese State for that, and then they will be playing Mississippi State at noon. The idea that ESPN or whoever is the powers that be looked at that and said, yeah, McNeese State, that's worthy of the night slot, and then looked at Mississippi State and goes, noon. Not even worth our time. I feel bad for Mississippi State.
Honestly, I don't think it would be a college football season if I didn't have to watch a 9 o'clock kick against Army.
Yeah,
Between
dude,
LSU
they do it to
and
someone.
McNeese. I mean, it's LSU McNeese. Last year it was LSU Army. Year before that, it was LSU Louisiana Lafayette. Like they gonna get a night game against mid-major and about 7 other night games.
Mm-hmm. Speaking of night games, we get Vandy versus Kentucky under the lights this year. That would be exciting, right?
We're about to see how much AI knows ball. I'm about to Google how many night games has LSU had.
Here's another weird one that kind of caught my attention for just such an abnormal kickoff time. Alabama is hosting Chattanooga. Would you like to guess what time that kickoff is?
One more time.
Alabama is hosting Chattanooga. Would you like to guess what time that kickoff is?
LSU plays significantly more night games than any other team in the SEC with an eye-popping 83% of its home games kicking off at night over a recent 5-year stretch.
Interesting. I don't know.
83% of their night games. I don't know how real this is.
I don't know how
South
truthful
Carolina,
it
of course,
is.
again, these are probably all wrong. South Carolina, 54%, the next highest in the league. They have a 30% chance higher than anybody else in the league of getting a night game.
See, I don't know if I believe the 80%. That means if you have 7 home games in a year, 5 of them are
5 of them 1 year, 4 of them the next.
6 of them are a night.
Yeah,
bound.
5 of them 1 year, 6 the next.
I don't believe that.
I don't believe it either.
Either way.
Hey, but AI
Yeah.
said it.
Yeah, no, I don't believe you. Don't
I'm running with it. 83%. 83% of LSU's night games or home games are night games. That's
go
crazy.
full USC on me now, dude. Alabama and Chattanooga is kicking off at 2 p.m.
Okay.
It's kind of a weird one that caught my attention there.
And ain't much weirder than Georgia and Austin P at 3 o'clock.
Yeah, but I feel like the 3 kick is a little bit normal. Like there's like noon kicks, 3:30 or 7:30. Like that's like the time that is actually like 2 p.m. Where the hell is that for? Oh, the game's gonna finish at 5:30. Weird. Friday, Black Friday Egg Bowl is back. It's a noon kick, but I don't love that. I think that is a Thanksgiving game. When all the 2 NFL games are on, I love to have a nice appetizer of, hey, let's go watch the 2 teams from Mississippi beat the shit out of each other. That's kind of fun. So the fact that they're taking that from me, don't love it. Texas A&M and Texas is a Black Friday game this year. That is back. That was announced earlier.
Is that a night game?
Yeah, it'll be a night game. I believe that's the 7 p.m.
It was
kick.
like that 2 years ago?
It was like that last year when A&M
Okay.
upset them, or Texas upset A&M. So that's honestly something I like. I enjoy a good Black Friday high profile matchup. I know that Georgia fans would complain about
Just
having
not the
that.
Egg Bowl.
No, Egg Bowl is a Thanksgiving game.
Okay.
Think of what is another time, and this is no offense to those two teams. When's another time where Mississippi and Mississippi State have the opportunity to be center of attention for college football fans?
The timeline when one of them pretends to piss in the end zone.
And guess that was a Black Friday game.
There you go.
I watched that game in a Dick's Sporting Goods during Black Friday.
Bro, you're addicted to ball.
Yeah, dude.
You're addicted to ball.
Wait. I was trying to get the deals, dude. Trying to get deals. I'm like, oh, my God. Ole Miss is going to tie.
Oh, my God, there's ball.
They're going to tie the game. Oh, no.
Anything else from kickoffs?
Not from those. Those are just my general reactions from that. Most of it, like you said, is a lot of, hey, this game might be played at noon. This game might be played at night. There's like that for half of the games. So,
Kirby, you have 5 minutes. Break it out. Kirby's top 5. We need a soundboard in here. This deserves some type of troll-based music.
Well, we're running out of top 5s.
Somebody
here.
play something from Frozen. Go ahead.
Frozen. We're running out of top
trolls in
5s
that.
here. All right, so last week I did a movies.
He's a bit of a fixer-upper. That's trolls are singing that.
See, I don't know trolls. I'm far
At
away.
least rock people. Are those trolls, chat? You know what I'm talking about. He's a little of a fixer-upper.
I haven't had to watch many kids' movies lately. So.
Top 5.
Top 5.
What do we got?
This week's top 5 is music related. It is top 5 WWE entrance themes.
Talk ball.
Now let me say, this is one of the harder ones I've had to do because I had a list of like 15.
We got an OLI over there.
We don't have OLI, but I do have honorable mentions on a note card that I'm going to rattle off to you.
Okay.
Starting off with number 5, we have CM Punk's Cult of Personality.
Nah.
Love that song. He's my favorite wrestler, so I had to put him a shout out there.
Why?
Oh, dude, he's anti-establishment.
You don't trust the system, huh?
He's against the system. Dude, the pipe bomb?
Oh, I don't know what you're talking about.
See, all right.
My ball knowledge on wrestling stops at basically when I hit puberty. But continue.
Oh, all right, that's fair. Anyway, number 4, we have Triple H. This one,
Time to play the game.
dude, elite.
Time to play the game.
We all did this at practice at a little league, doing the Triple H spit or in a water break. Oh, you did it, dude. That's actually sick.
Yeah, dude, this was actually the kickoff song at Landmark Christian when I played every single high school football game. It's time to play the game.
Yeah, see, exactly.
Time to play the game.
Worthy of a top 5 spot. Number 3, we have Randy Orton. The voices, dude, you can't beat it. Love it. The RKO.
I got a Randy Orton story for you.
Let's hear it.
I went to WrestleMania when it was in Atlanta in 2012.
Oh, yeah. WrestleMania
And
30.
there was this guy. We were up in the nosebleeds. There was this guy that sat in front of us, and he was rotund. He was a rather large individual. And he was hammering beers for like 2.5 hours during the whole preliminary card, and then the main event starts up, all that good stuff. He's sitting dead still, Kirby. Ain't moved the entire event. And then when Randy Orton came out, he starts in his seat, walking down, pantomiming with Randy his entire intro, to the point where this 365-pound man stood up on his chair he did the whole intro with me after not moving a muscle for 2.5 hours apart from getting beers.
People watching at the WWE.
Oh, it's pristine.
It's the best. Moving on to number 2, we have D-Generation X, dude. Another epitome of anti-establishment, just middle fingers up. Everyone's doing the crotch chop. They invented this. DX deserves a shout.
What is their song?
You know it.
I would know it.
You would absolutely recognize it. It's very, very iconic. All right, before I get to number 1, and look, there's a lot on this list I want to put in the top 5, so let me give some shout-outs to those that deserve it. Edge, Batista, The Rock, Stone Cold, Undertaker, Shawn Michaels, Cody Rhodes, Mark Henry, Booker T, all incredible entrants.
Notable omission, Shane McMahon.
Ah, the money.
Money.
Yeah, that one's good as well. Very good as well. Slipped my mind on that, actually, so deserves a shout as well.
Oh, did you shout out Rey Mysterio?
I like the 619 song, but I feel like Rey Mysterio does the heavy lifting for that theme song.
That's fair.
That's less.
Okay, what you got number 1?
Look, I didn't want to do it as this because it would be cliche, it'd be chalk mailing it in.
It's by far one.
It's the most iconic WWE theme song of all time. Give me John Cena at 1.
Where's Stone Cold?
Stone Cold was on the honorable mentions. The glass break is amazing. I love that.
It's number 1.
It's great. I love it. John Cena, I feel like, is the most universally well-known, loved. It's a decade-long meme run for the John Cena theme song. Stone Cold is great. The glass break, dude. Ooh. Ooh, gets me going.
Yeah. Hey, solid list.
Thank you.
Solid list. No Stone Cold's a little bit crazy, though.
I wanted to put him on there.
Oh, my God, that's Stone Cold's music.
The best, dude. I wish I grew up in that era.
I know, right? There's on Netflix, you can watch like entire events from back in that era. Back in the day, or like a couple months ago,
Yeah,
I was
with
on
Netflix.
On the walk pad, I watched the match where he comes in with the Budweiser truck with the hose on top.
Oh, it sprays him down?
Oh my God, dude! They can't. That one time he took a concrete truck to the Rock's convertible.
Yeah.
A real concrete truck. He dumped the bucket and started running the mixer and poured fresh concrete into a Corvette.
The only thing
You will never, ever, ever come up with the creative lines that they had back in the day.
No, yeah. The only thing that's even
storyline.
similar to that is a few years ago, Brock Lesnar drove a tractor and like lifted up the ring.
Yeah.
But like even then, that's not like.
And dude, one time Stone Cold Steve Austin and Booker T. Washington got into a fight in what do you call it?
Did you call him Booker T. Washington?
A Booker T. Let's go to the local hour.
Yeah.
Yeah, they fought in the market.
Yeah, no,
Yeah. He hit the Stone Cold with 2 things of milk on his
the
head.
milk and then pouring flour on him. Incredible.
Incredible.
Local hour.
Go to
time.
local hour.
Welcome into Talk the Dog, the show where we find a bone to pick and a take to give. These are not hot takes. These is dog takes. Can I talk that dog? What's up? You really like that? Let's shut up and grind some tape.
What is up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back into the Film Guy Network on a fabulous local hour. Nice loud clip.
Yeah, I
right
try to
there,
make
by
sure
the
I
way.
slam my
That's
finger
being
down on that
coachable,
one.
brother. That's what that is. That's being coachable. Justin Farmer asked, is Austin a Georgia fan? Kirby, for those of us listening for the first time tonight, what am I a fan of?
You are a fan of good football.
I'm a fan of good football. Well coached, hard played, physical ass football. That's what I'm a fan of. If you play that, I'm a fan of you. I'm a fan of you. I'm a fan of this local hour. Love doing this. Been doing this for 7 years now? 6. This will be the 6th year where for at least an hour a day, 3 times a week, I've talked only Georgia football. So let's do it. I got a State of the Union tonight. I got a State of the Union in regards to the status of Georgia's recruiting class. Everybody up in arms. Everybody panicking. We're going to talk about it tonight. Kickoff windows released. Kirby's going to give us some of that. We got early lines being released. We're going to give you some of that. Who's got it better than a Georgia fan? We're going to talk about it tonight. And we might get into some Discord Q&A. Probably will. There's a specific top 5 that I want to get to. I don't know if you peeped Discord questions.
I did not.
I'm going to make sure. This is why I'm telling you now. Because you got to prepare 5.
Okay.
Top 5 funny J-Will moments. Now, I went a little sentimental. Spoiler alert. I just went top 5 J-Will moments. So
That's
you
fair.
can do that. You can do that. But I need a top 5. Let's talk about our colleague while he's not here moments.
I gotta craft my list now.
Yeah, go ahead. Crap that list. Make sure you hit that thumbs up button, like, subscribe, and rate, review, and all that good stuff. Should we bury the lead or should we start with the lead?
Start with the lead.
All right, let's start with the lead. Let's give you the recruiting State of the Union. All righty. So when you do this, you kind of got to lay out where it's at, and then we're going to talk about why it's where it's at, and then we'll talk about what might happen to make sure we improve upon where it's at. All right? Let's open with it. It ain't great right now. All right? It ain't great right now. Last time we did this, I think it was a week ago, Kirby. Last time we talked about Georgia's recruiting, it was went as far as like predict some of the guys that went into it, trying to calm your nerves a little bit about this about a week ago. Since then, when I tried to make you feel good about it, and when they felt good about it, it hasn't really gone great over the last week. Last time we did this, like I said, I told you they felt really, really good about Chance Gilbert. Monday, he committed to the Auburn Tigers.
Yes, he did.
The last time we did this, I told you they felt really, really good about their potentials to land either Casey Curry or Fakatu, the kid from Sierra Canyon. Casey Curry just committed to Texas.
Oof.
And the Fakatu kid, I think when we broke that down, I told you that it was my opinion and the school's opinion and sources' opinion that the more gettable of the two was probably going to be Curry.
Correct.
When we last did this, I told you they felt really, really good about Jaden Aprecio-Bailey, the corner out of Alabama. Not so much right now, as I last spoke to them today before the show. So that's that. Also, should be noted, not to absolutely, panic everybody, but the Kelsey Abrams recruitment right now, stop. The Kelsey Abrams recruitment right now, nerve-wracking, to say the least, right? Just took an official visit to LSU and is taking another one to another SEC school this weekend. So there's a lot going on there. So that's that. It gets scarier and scarier by the moment, it seems. Now, Georgia currently has just 13 commits in their 2027 class. It is ranked 17th per on 3. Not really the standard, okay? It's not really as great as it normally is right now. That's the status of where we are at. Now, let's try to identify reasons as to why we are where we at. Now, I'm going to talk about 7 different things here. And in my opinion, and Kirby's opinion, Jonathan's not here, but in his opinion, it's all of these things in combined unison that are causing what we are looking at right now, in our opinion. All right, let's go through these 7 reasons. First and foremost, reason number 1 for why they may be struggling in recruiting right now, Kirby, they're too cheap.
I mean, that's certainly one that we've kind of entertained. That's kind of, I feel like, the overarching sentiment, like, oh, Kirby doesn't spend money, that's why they lose the recruits, because he's not willing to spend money, which there is a degree of truth to that. I don't think it's Kirby Smart sitting on $1 million in his office going, you can't have any of this, you're not worth it. So
no, I think there is an absolute truth to the fact that they don't spend a lot of money getting high school players, but once they do, they spend a lot of money retaining those players.
Correct.
And that method has worked to a top 5 rate since NIL has come around. Maybe that method is wearing off. Right? Because this is not new. They've been the low baller of all low ballers since the start of NIL. That is well documented. That is well reported. That's not the 2 Georgia people talking. That's backed up by every report that's ever came out from On3 and Pete Nakos. That's confirmed by every report that's ever came out from anybody relative to NIL spending. Georgia is not one of these people that spend it on the recruiting trail as much as everybody else. So maybe they're just too cheap. Maybe the low balling is no longer working. That's potential reason number 1. Potential reason number 2. All right. Now, I talk a lot about the Teflon G, right? That when that G shows up, when that G's on your chest, that just carries a lot more weight. It gets over some of this low balling. It had for a long, long time. It may continue. We don't know. But right now it is not. I think reason number 2, Kirby, might be they're a little bit overconfident in the fact that they got that Teflon G on their chest right now. Is that a possibility for losing out on some of these recruits? Because you're privy to some of the conversations that I have with sources. They were uber confident on the Gilbert situation. They were uber confident on some of these situations where they've 2 days later are like, well, what?
Yeah, I don't know if it's more like, oh, we're Georgia, he's going to commit to us, as much as it is maybe they just have bad information. Maybe they aren't as connected to the recruit as they think. Like, obviously, the big reference one is Jared Curtis, where we talked about, like, with our talk with the sources, like, up until early December, people within that building were like, yeah, he's coming to Georgia. Don't listen to anything.
Scoffed at the idea.
Yeah, the Vanderbilt, no, not happening. It's Georgia. We know. And that obviously went the way it did. So I think maybe it's more not as much they're so arrogant that they're not even acknowledging it as it is they just don't have the best of information sometimes, or maybe they're not getting a good read on it. Mm-hmm. Like you said it before we went on air. Like, maybe a lot of these guys are just visitor high, where, like, you come on your official visit and everyone, like, you have a great time on your official visit to the point where they leave and you're like, all right, we got them. But 2 weeks later, after that visit wears off and the recruits have things to think about, maybe you're not as in as you think you are.
All right, so I'm going to hold off on number 3 because I want to move one of these up. The confidence and the relaying of information and staying connected to recruits, you would imagine that ability to do that at its highest rates would be drastically impacted by a change in a hire there, right? Like,
yes,
it goes without saying. The leader of the collective left to go work with the Atlanta Falcons 4 months ago.
Yeah,
4 months ago.
It was right before the draft.
So if there is, and his name's Stephen Drummond, if there is any hangover, and that's reason number 3 now, if there is any hangover from the Stephen Drummond transition, right, losing your director of NIO and director of the Glory situation, losing that guy, you would feel that impact now. Right now, you would feel that. And I do believe that is playing somewhat of a role. I'm not saying Tanner Potts isn't good at his job. I know for a fact Stephen Drummond was, though, is what I'm saying. So much so that, he climbed to the top of an NFL organization within 15 years and then spent 2 years at Georgia, and he's back, in the third chair of another NFL organization. Like, the guy's really, really good at his job, and he's no longer on your staff. I think that has to be talked about in this era. Though he wasn't your general manager, he handled some of these negotiations. He handled a lot of the, acquiring resources to make these things happen.
Right. Yeah, I mean, definitely. I think that there's no way to quantify just how much of an effect he had on your program, but you can certainly point to and kind of line up this sudden fear that you have about recruiting with his exit.
All right, so that brings me, what am I at, number 4 now?
This is your 4th reason, but you skipped number 3.
Correct. The 4th reason, because I'm trying to make them tie together, the 4th reason could be the fact that you just ain't going to spend it like others. You just, even if you wanted to, you can't.
So this is more of a we can't, not we won't.
Correct. The first one was you're cheap because you want to be cheap. You don't want to set precedents for paying young players what they don't deserve before they earn it. That you don't want to. I'm talking about maybe you can't. And I don't think, Kirby, you tell me, in today's era of college football, do you think Georgia could go out and pay what it is required to sign 12 of the top 100 players like Texas A&M's about to do?
No, I think there's only like 2 or 3 schools in the country that could do that.
And I don't think you're one of them.
No, I don't think Georgia has a bottomless budget like some of these other programs do. But that's always been well known.
I told you this before the show. You're a have. You're just not a super have. You're not a have. Now, you're not a poor school.
No.
You're just not, old money, never going to have to work a day in your life rich.
No, you're not back the Brinks truck.
Yeah. So that is reason number 4. All right, reason number 5. Part of the reason why you might not have a bottomless budget, and look, this reason is completely a guess. All right. Some of these others have merits to them. I don't know the depths of which Georgia may or may not be, quote unquote, in trouble with this digital brands group investment that they made.
Well, I can tell you I'm in trouble with it.
Unfortunately. But for those of you who don't know, Digital Brands Group is a clothing brand. It's a clothing brand that a lot of SEC schools invested in with their collectives. So Glory spent money investing in the Digital Brands Group, according to a Sportico article that we read to you a couple weeks back when we got back from the Elite 11. There is really no telling where UGA bought the stock, however, or even how much of their budget they put into it. But here's the deal. They bought stock at some point with Digital Brands Group. Most of the SEC schools, including Yale, Alabama, bought it somewhere in the $7 range. And then it bolstered to $18 in January.
Yeah.
And if you have stock in this, obviously you would have made a bunch of money. However, it's now June 11th, and I looked it up today. Their stock price is currently 97 cents.
Yeah, dude, it's bad.
So when these SEC schools invested into DGBI, they were immediately given the opportunity to cash out their investments in their stock portfolio immediately or hold on to it. I have no idea whether or not Georgia held on to the stock. I don't. So I don't know if this is impacting you guys at all, but it very well could be. If you spent a bunch of your collective's money in an investment that you thought you were going to turn around in tenfold and then it freaking fell through the basement floor, that's not ideal. Okay, so that's not good. That's like that. We talked about it a week or so ago about it being the antithesis of what just happened to Michigan. Michigan just got a $2 billion payout from Google AI because they invested in that early. I don't know what the case is here, but the reading is not great there. So, all right, now my final 2 reasons. Okay, reason number 6. You ready?
Let's hear it.
Maybe it's a down class. Now, hey, rivals of Georgia, just go ahead and get the cope ready for the chat. Okay, this is going to sound like cope, but this could be the reality. Maybe they think this is a down class, Kirby. Maybe they think that, hey, the guys at the top of the class, we don't even think are all that good. So let's go find some value elsewhere, because if I think that guy's a $600,000 player and somebody's willing to pay him $950,000, I'm not going to eat the $350,000. I'll just go find a $450,000 player that's as good as that, what I think to be a $600,000 player. You see what I'm saying?
No, it's definitely a possibility. I think also, and I don't know if I'll hold off on saying this because I don't know what your last reason is. So what's your last reason before I –
Well, I want to expound upon this
Go
a little
ahead.
bit more. We've seen some of their internal rankings.
Yes.
We've seen it.
There are some –
and this happens, and I'm not going to say all the time, but this happens frequently, where Georgia thinks a kid is – they don't do ranking systems. Georgia thinks a kid's good enough to be a top 1,500 player. His national ranking, his national composite ranking is top 50. That happens quite often, particularly at premier positions for Georgia's evaluation process. So you can either sit there and, again, you can say that's cope, or you can sit there and say, hey, maybe Georgia's recruiting and developing staff should get benefit of the doubt because, I don't know, they've been doing this for 9 years at a really, real high clip.
Yeah, I mean, there's certainly a possibility that Georgia's looked at the class and goes, we're not overpaying right now. I think that it also could just be a possibility that maybe Georgia has found something in the new method they have with what they got in guys like Donnie Glover. I mean, one of their best offensive linemen was a 3-star last year. Like some of their best players in the last couple of years have been 3-star players. Lab McConkey's an obvious story of this. Like, there's certain examples. A.D. Mitchell, say what you want about his career. He was a 3-star. Like, these diamonds in the rough, maybe more so than ever as an era where things are getting more and more expensive, they've started prioritizing finding diamonds in the rough while also simultaneously making sure that they do everything they can to land the 5-star. Like, Keemon Spell is everything that you would want in a high-ranking player.
I added a reason. Reason number 7.
Oh, let's hear it.
They're saving up the war chest for Jaden Wade.
This was what my theory was, that maybe it's not as much a down class in 27 as it is in 28, where it's like we got to hang on. We have these prospects that we want. Obviously, Jaden Wade is one that you're going to have to get the war horses ready for to make sure that you stay and land him. But also, it could also just be like, hey, let's do what we did in 2027, where we just find the diamonds in the rough. We save some extra millions. That way, when 2028 comes and we have these prospects that we know we want, that we know we have to have, we can have more money to afford them. We cannot get outbid by others' programs. So that's also a really big theory on that, maybe.
All right, final one I got. They're laying in the weeds.
What do you mean?
Oh, they finna get to flipping. They think they have the power to do this. Now, their general sentiment every single year when guys commit, that they're recruiting to what they would deem inside that building. This isn't Brooks talking. They would deem inside that building lesser than programs. Their natural intuition is to say, let's see how the season plays out. And it does carry favor for them over, extended periods of time. For example, KJ Bolden and Auburn and Florida State had a lot of momentum.
Yep.
And then they had crap seasons. I'm talking about crap seasons. And Georgia just did what they normally do. He ended up a Georgia Bulldog. Like that stuff could happen. I'm not saying it's going to happen, but they do lay in the weeds quite a bit. Like, I don't know if it's been as much motion, like flip motion, as it was pre-NIL. Because pre-NIL, National Signing Day, Kirby was due for 4. Like 3 or 4 of your best players that you think you got ain't happening. They fitting to be Bulldogs. I can't remember who's the last big flip for Georgia. Is it KJ?
KJ is the last one.
KJ's the last massive flip.
I mean, KJ was class of 24.
Yeah, and it's 2 years ago. It's not
I don't think
3
anyone
now. 3 classes.
Yeah,
ago.
I don't think anyone really flipped in 25. I don't think anyone was big in 26. Not anything like there was oh my God, that's massive. So, yeah, but I mean, you're not going to flip someone like that every year, I don't feel like, especially not in this era of football where down payments and things like that have been far negotiated before signing day comes.
Yeah. Well, you can hope.
Yeah, no, I mean, look.
Hope and cope.
I think at the end of the day, the sentiment is you're looking at this class and you're going, this isn't great. This is not going to be Kirby Smart's best class. It's not a thing to make you super duper excited by 2027. But at the same point, I think you trust the process of the coaching staff. They've earned that right where you trust the process. Like throwing your hands up and going, oh, we're Clemson now. I don't understand that. Whoa, you're throwing things around over there, man.
Yeah, because chat's freaking me out. Chat, maybe that's we just flipped spell. Was that a flip? Did he flip from Penn State, or did he? I thought he decommitted when Buddy was fired.
Yeah,
and then committed to Georgia like 6 weeks later. I don't know if I can classify that as a flip. Let me put my sign back up.
Yeah, I wouldn't classify that as a flip either. Let's see if you can do it without getting in the camera.
Nope.
No, you cannot.
Really care to. Hi.
Well, you didn't even get in the camera when you did that.
Oh, boo.
Just a catastrophic failure.
All right, so that's the State of the Union. I think we're good there.
So after we get to the end of all that, I'm a Georgia fan. I'm a normal, everyday Georgia fan. I have no knowledge within the program whatsoever, and I come up and ask you, hey, do I need to panic? Is it time to worry? Do I set the alarms off?
One more time. C.J. Wiley, Joshua Armstrong. One more time.
Do I need to panic? And is it time for me to look around and go, ooh?
I mean, you're already there. If you're in our Discord, you are already panicking. Yes.
But I'm not in the Discord. I'm not connected to Brooks Austin. I am a
No. I wasn't saying because we're giving you information that you need to panic. I'm just saying based on the information that I get from the thousands of Georgia fans that I talk to on a day-to-day basis, they are panicking.
Right, but I'm asking.
Should they?
Yes.
I'm panicking from the sense that I talked to sources on Monday that say kid's a dog. Tuesday he goes elsewhere. I'm panicking. That's what I am doing.
Okay.
So look.
Yeah.
They're always. I'm not. It's going to be crazy because like people are going to actually really panic. But no, I'm panicking because like it's at a day and age of recruiting where everyone talks about how unpredictable it is, but it's not even. We're not even at a point where we can even try to predict it. But you have to, as a quote-unquote insider, and all I can do is tell you how they feel. And the first time ever, it feels like they're getting bamboozled when the kid leaves. It doesn't even feel like there's a counter process here. Like used to, it was, yeah, we felt good about the kid. Like Cantwell, for example. We feel good about the kid. Mm-hmm. Then he goes down to Miami, and the intel changes. Nope, never more. But that's not even what it seems like it's happened the last 2 days, at least from my purview. Maybe I'm just bad at my job. I don't think that to be the case.
Yeah, I mean, maybe it's also at a point where it's just like, of course you're going to feel good about a prospect when they're coming off of an official visit.
Yeah.
Because Georgia does official visits very, very well. We've talked about numerous recruits saying how they fell in love with Georgia on the official visit. It's understandable that you would fall in love with the official visit and things like that, and you would feel very good after that point. I think if someone feels very good in the month after their official visit or in the weeks after that, like, and maybe this is just my process, I'm not going to ask about how they feel about a kid days after the official visit because that kid is on cloud nine right now. He just saw Athens. He just saw all this program has to offer. He's super happy. Of course, he's going to say great things to you about Georgia Bulldogs. But then he's going to also go on other visits and hear from other programs and get that same experience. And we've talked about before, there will be other programs that offer more money. So I think that it's more maybe the sources that we have and just the team in general and just the fan base as a whole needs to wait.
Remind me to tell you about an off-the-record potential excuse that I just came up with in my head.
All right.
After the show. You got kickoff times for me?
We do have kickoff.
Make sure you hit that thumbs up button. You got kickoff times for me?
Kickoff slots.
Holy smokes. We got that many people watching us right now.
Yeah.
That's what's up. Make sure you hit that thumbs up button.
The season's coming.
'Tis the season.
All right, so we talked about this on the National Hour, how the SEC released some kickoff slots, which basically is just a loose term for, hey, this is when the game will probably kick off at some point between these windows, and it's like a 6-hour window. So Georgia got all 12 of their games this season with an actual kickoff time release for the Georgia-Florida game. Spoiler alert, it's 3:30 like it's always been in Atlanta. So no breaking news there, despite what you may hear.
That was always a CBS thing, though, right?
Yeah, but I think when ESPN took over that, they tried to honor tradition of like this is the 3:30 kick.
If you ever made that a night kick, people wouldn't make it.
Oh no, dude!
Not in Jacksonville, they wouldn't make it.
No, dude, that has to be a 3:30 kick.
Yeah, 12 too early, 3:30 premiere.
If you give someone 9 to 10 hours to pregame for that football game.
You know what blew my mind the first year when I went there?
What's that?
How empty the parking lots were by the time I walked out of the stadium.
Yeah.
For how shithouse hammered everybody gets.
Well,
For those places to be. I mean, it's bare bones.
Oh,
Everybody, and they don't go to bars in downtown Jacksonville.
there's not a lot of them now.
They just leave.
What year was it you went?
I mean, I've been every year since 2019.
All right, 2019 was a close game too. So yeah.
And
No,
I'm talking about parking lots empty. Because, I mean, granted, we do like an hour's worth of work after the game.
correct.
Not as much anymore. You know, we do walk and talk, and moving forward, probably do walk and talk and dip up out. But, I mean, we are there longer than most.
Yeah.
But no, I've never, like, parking lot's completely empty.
Well, I mean, because to their credit, like everyone in the stadium leaves after the game and there's nowhere to go. There's not, hey, let's walk down to the bar down here like it is. We're getting in our cars and we are leaving. Now, should they be driving? Questionable. We'll see. I'm not going to throw any allegations anyone's way.
I mean, some Big 12 coaches have done it thousands of times. Wait, no. He got fired. You can't make that Gundy joke no more. He's not coaching anymore.
Former head coaches. have done it.
Some former head coaches have done that thousands of times.
That's right. Anyways, here are the new. So we got the 3 kickoff times for the first 3 games. We got those a while ago. Tennessee State will be a 3 p.m. kick. Western Kentucky, 12:45. And Arkansas will be a noon kick. That's 11 Eastern time. Oklahoma at Georgia will be a flex, which means it'll either be an afternoon kick or a night kick. So no noon kickoff for Oklahoma and Georgia.
No news.
That's good. Next one will be Georgia Vanderbilt at Georgia. That will be an early kick, so you can bet that it will be probably a noon, 12:30. Maybe you get a 1 p.m. kick, but that will be a early kickoff for the Dogs.
Okay.
So you have to pregame a lot if you want to yell at Jared Curtis. After that, Georgia at Alabama. I'll give you one guess when this game is.
Night game?
Night game.
But we don't know what time tonight.
Between 6 to 8 p.m. So I would say it's probably going to be a 7:30 kick. That's
I
typical.
bet it's 7 local, 8 o'clock Eastern.
Maybe.
Yep.
Perhaps.
That's my bet. Perhaps. Maybe. Perchance.
Following that, we have the Auburn.
Go ahead.
What was that?
Nah. Those who know will know. Go
I didn't
ahead.
even hear it. Anyways, following that, we have Deep South's oldest rivalry, Auburn at Georgia. That is a afternoon kick, so I believe the time slot for that is somewhere between 3:30 and 5:30. It'll probably be a 3:30 kick.
Which I feel like most of the Auburn games I've covered are 3:30 kicks.
I feel like
especially if they're in Athens.
I feel like it's kind of unspoken tradition that game kicks off at 3. Like I'm trying.
I was with you too, but I was thinking it feels like a night game when you play at Auburn because of the Central Time Zone.
Oh, it gets dark quick there.
Well, it gets dark quicker in Auburn than anywhere in Alabama other than Columbus because that's just far on the border. I mean, it might as well be Georgia.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's as close to the Eastern Time Zone as a major city in Alabama is, I think.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of the last time that was in, like, I think it was like 2011. It was a long time ago. Anyways, after Auburn, Georgia has a bye week to which they will then go play Florida at 3:30 in the Mercedes-Benz Stadium. Ooh, hell yeah. Then Georgia travels to Ole Miss to play on a flex game. So, again, could take off between anywhere between 3 to 7 p.m. Well, it's not a noon kick.
So that's the news.
That's the news.
It's not at noon.
Honestly,
I'm just trying to sell you on the fact that this was a BS buzz machine.
Oh no, for sure
thing
it was.
today.
For sure it
Okay.
was.
I've sold you. Good.
But looking at this, and I'll go ahead and spoil it without naming the last 3 games. Looking at this, and I could be completely missing it, Georgia only has 2 noon kicks this season. And I know that was a big point of contention for fans, in the past years, especially after the 2022 or after the 21 season when Georgia got no night games at home, a lot of noon kicks. Seems like there's only 2 noon kicks for here, and it's 2 of the lesser games.
Is it okay to say this on the local hour?
I don't know. You got to say it first.
I might attempt to not be there for the Georgia Ole Miss game.
I think for reasons, that would be that's okay.
Yeah, I'm trying to be at Notre Dame Miami that weekend.
Understandable. I mean, that's a big game.
Miami at Notre Dame.
Jay Will won't be there either. He's got a wedding to attend. I won't be at the Oklahoma game, so. Yeah, I mean, it's tough.
Maybe send you to Ole Miss, Georgia?
If I can go, yeah. We'll see. After that, Georgia's playing Missouri in a flex spot. Spoiler alert, the rest of the games are flex slots. South Carolina's a flex, Georgia Tech's a flex. So they'll announce them at some other point. So a little bit of news here.
So the Georgia Tech game has no chance to be at noon, huh?
See, here's the thing. I don't know if
That's an out of conference. They might flex that however they want.
correct. I don't know if flex is it's not noon, because here's the interesting thing. They listed Vanderbilt as an early kick,
Yeah.
which means, early, probably a noon kick. The flex, I don't know if it could be any time or if it's any time after 1. I don't know. But either way, those are your projected time kickoff windows for the 2026 season. You've got a good 3 months to sit on those before you find out the official start times for the games. So no news to break there. We did also get some pre-lines for the season on some games. So is this our first game of Guess the Lines all season?
Yes, has to be.
I have 5 lines for you.
Chat, you can play along. We got 5 lines. Your job is to guess it. Go ahead.
These lines are per DraftKings, by the way, and I pulled these like 2 or 3 days ago, so they might have changed since then. However, I feel like they're pretty accurate. First game we have, Georgia versus Oklahoma. That is a home game in Athens.
Georgia minus 5.5.
Georgia minus 10.5. Double-digit favorites against the Sooners.
Ooh.
Now, mind you, that is an early line. That is a very early line. I would imagine that line comes down exponentially by the time kickoff comes, by the time 2 weeks away from that.
I don't like fading Georgia. I don't like buying value against the dogs, but that game's got 24-17 written all over.
Oh, I agree. I would be very impressed if either team scores 30 points. Now watch, we say that and it'll be a shootout like it was in 2017.
No, I mean that. Do they have the total or just the team
just
spreads?
the lines.
Man, 10.5 is a lot.
I agree. That is a lot. Now maybe
For a football team that has a Vegas wins total set at 9.5, they don't think Georgia's going to be that good. They must think Oklahoma's going to be terrible.
That's the interesting thing, though, because I'll spoil it for you. Georgia's favored in basically all their games this year, but 9.5
with a 9.5 win total spread. That makes no sense.
I agree.
Huh.
Either way, the next game is.
I saw somebody that got it at 8.5.
Oh, I would have hammered that.
I saw someone that got a parlay of Georgia 8.5 and Iowa at 5.5.
Oh, that's a teaser then.
Oh, okay. That would make sense.
Like adjusted lines for a lesser.
Yeah,
payout.
but I mean, dude, he got it with plus juice.
Yeah, still.
Go ahead.
Anyways, the next game at Alabama. Would you like to guess how much Georgia is favored by in that game?
So, yeah, I mean, you shouldn't have told me that they were favored in every game because you shouldn't have even told me how much Georgia's favored by in this game. I would have been like minus 2.5 in Georgia's favor, maybe even a straight pick 'em just because of what I know about that game in that place.
Definitely. Well,
Georgia minus 4.5.
The line's currently 3, which is not a lot for a preseason line where the game is 3 months away from being played. That'll change a whole lot.
In the NFL world, Kirby, that line on a neutral would be 6, right? Don't they? In the NFL, home field advantage is worth 3.
Yeah, I don't know if it's.
Do you think it's worth more in college or less or the same?
That's a great question.
In Vegas,
I would have to talk to someone who knows a lot more about gambling than I do.
I got a guy.
All right. Next game versus the Auburn Tigers.
I mean, hell, Kirby, if they're favored by 10.5 at home against Oklahoma, they got to be favored by 14 against Auburn.
The line is currently Georgia minus 16.5.
Too much. Nope, that's in Athens. Might be enough. 37-20.
If this game
late walk-in score.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Next, Florida. Mind you, this game is in Atlanta this year. First-year head coach, first-year starting quarterback.
Georgia minus 6.
Georgia minus 12.5.
Yeah, that game's going to be 27-24.
Fun fact, I think
maybe 31-24.
Fun fact, I think
like
Florida has scored exactly 20 points 4 years in a row now. So, yeah, they have since 2022. And then the final game we have, the Dogs are traveling to Ole Miss.
Who, what?
Georgia at Ole Miss. What is the line?
Dogs minus 8.5.
That's the first one you overguessed on. Georgia minus 4.5.
So wait a minute. Vegas thinks Ole Miss is considerably better than Oklahoma this year?
Yeah, according to that. Or maybe
home field. I mean, it's 10 and 4.5 though. It's 5.5 points.
Yeah, I mean also like stylistically, it's a better matchup. Maybe.
Ole Miss minus 13. Sir, I don't think you know how to play the game.
If that's the line you're getting, I will take Georgia plus 13 in that game. So
Yeah, I would too.
I would gladly do that.
Maybe not in 2024.
All right. I saw something between two very notable members of the media recently.
These are friends of the show.
Yeah, and I don't want to solo out which one said it because I can't remember who it was. But one of them said that basically the last 3 years.
The show, please. The show first. Always credit first.
Ari and Ari. I didn't know.
Andy and Ari.
Andy and Ari.
Andy and Ari's show.
I didn't know if you wanted to blow their spot up or send the hate their way. Andy and Ari were discussing college football teams, and one of them proclaimed that the Texas Longhorns have had a more successful past 3 years than the Georgia Bulldogs because Texas has had deeper runs in the college football playoff.
Okay.
So that prompted my thought of one, would you say Texas has had more success? And two, which teams have had more success over the last 3 years? So I've got a list of candidates I was going to run through, and we'll decide yes or no.
The answer with Texas is no, for a variety of reasons. It's hard to say you've had a more successful set of seasons when in 2 of those 3 seasons, Georgia has just spanked you. So I don't know if that really can be the case. Also, I think the note was college football playoff wins are higher. They've had more college football playoff wins. But we've talked about this ad nauseum over the last offseason. The only reason Georgia doesn't have playoff wins is because they've gotten first-round byes.
Correct.
And that's where Texas has their playoff wins, in the first round.
With the exclusion of Arizona State. They beat Arizona.
That was a second-round win.
Correct.
You're correct. Because they beat Ohio State and then beat Arizona State, right?
No,
that
they
year?
beat Clemson and then beat Arizona State.
Okay. Clemson and then Arizona State.
Yes.
Yeah, no. I would not say Texas has had a more successful last 3 years than the University of Georgia.
I would agree with that. And also,
especially in 2 of those 3 years when they won the conference that they both collectively play in. That's not how that. I don't think that's how that works.
Yeah, I mean, outside of 2 college football playoff victories, which, yes, Georgia does not have those, they have nothing else to hold their name to. They don't have an SEC championship victory. Georgia has 2 of those. They don't have a national championship victory. Now, Georgia doesn't have any of those in the last 3 years, but still, you don't have any head-to-head wins against them either. All right, moving on to the next candidate, Notre Dame. Now, mind you, this is the last 3 years, so this is from 2023 to 2025.
What'd they do in 23? They missed the playoffs, right?
Oh, 23, they lost to Marshall. It was not great.
It was 9-3.
No, excuse me. 22 was when they lost to Marshall. They were fine in 23.
I'll look it up.
They were decent in 2023. Did not make the playoff. Obviously, we're still very much a budding team under our man
Marcus Freeman.
Marcus Freeman. Thank you.
You were about to make a hairspray joke, weren't you?
No, I was trying.
Yeah, you were.
My mind was trying to get me to say James Franklin.
They were 10-3 in 2023. That was a Sam Hartman year.
Yes, that's right. So, I mean, fine. A fine year. Went to the title in 24 and then left out this year. So, would you say that...
Losses to Ohio State, Louisville, and Clemson.
In 23?
Mm-hmm.
So, would you say that the fact that Notre Dame has beaten Georgia head-to-head and has a national championship appearance in the last 3 years...
Yes.
They've had more success.
The last 3 years, I would argue that Notre Dame has a realistic argument for they've had 3 better years than Georgia. Yes.
All right.
I'm not going to scoff at that one.
I'm not going to push back on it either because I mean the national title appearance is ultimately what you want. At the same point though,
in those 3 years they have losses to Marshall and Northern Illinois.
And that's where I get kind of hung up because here's the thing.
Well, excuse me, the Marshall loss is 2022, right? Yeah, the Marshall loss is 2022.
But Northern Illinois is still pretty good. But they beat you that year, so it's. Here's my logic, though. Does that apply to Washington? Washington has a national championship appearance more recently than Georgia. Washington has a college football playoff win more recently than Georgia. Has Washington had a more successful last 3 years? And that's where I get hung up on Notre Dame. I think Notre Dame gets the edge because they have the head-to-head win. Washington, I don't know.
I'm going to say no for Washington, considering they lost 4 games last year. And in 2024, they went 6-7. So the answer is no.
Okay.
They had one good year in 2023 in these 3 year cycles, and it was good. It was really, really good. They won a Pac-12 championship, right?
Yeah.
Won a Pac-12 championship and went on to a national title game that they lost. It was a really, really good year. And then lost their football coach 6-7, 9-4. No.
All right. How about Miami?
That's several 10-2s and then a national championship game run?
Yes.
Yes. Yeah. I would say they have.
And they had the number 1 overall draft pick in
Yeah.
25.
Yeah, I would say the last 3 years at Miami have been. Well, I don't know, man. Let me go do the work on 2023. What did they do in 2023?
I believe that was when they lost to Duke. That also, I believe, is the what are we doing?
They were
Georgia-
7-6 in 2023. I'm going to say no. I'm changing my mind. That's Tyler Van Dyke year. I'm saying no.
And that's where it gets interesting, too, because obviously, like, what they did in 2025 is very special. Yeah, they went to the national championship. They had a number 1 overall pick in 2024, but that 23 season is so egregiously bad.
Yeah, we lost to Georgia Tech, North Carolina, NC State, Florida State, Louisville, and Rutgers. The answer is no.
The Georgia Tech loss is the classic. We were running the ball and fumbled it when we had the game won. Little De'Aaron Fox action for those who watched last night's game. Ooh, sorry if you're a Spurs fan.
Yeah, man.
Tough pull.
Just dribble it out. Take it right to the corner. Make them foul you.
Get fouled, man. Oof, tough.
But to be fair, they were all losing their damn minds last night.
Yeah.
The last 2 minutes of that game were as sloppy as they should be for a game that's nutted up like that.
Indeed. All right, this one I feel like we have a pretty unanimous decision on. Ohio State.
Yes.
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 You win a national championship. They've won playoff games. They've made multiple deep runs in the college football playoff. Ohio State has had a better last 3 years than Georgia has. Michigan.
I'm going to say no because of all the yeah.
You got a title.
Yeah, they
with
won a
that.
title. Yeah, but like
Here's what I'll say, and
You know?
here's how I think you'd put it. Michigan, based on the last 3 years, has had a better results than Georgia. I don't think there's any Georgia fan that would want to trade spots with Michigan right now.
should I betray the confidence of my DMs on Twitter today?
Nah.
Nah.
Leave that one
All
off.
right, we'll leave that one off.
Don't even try again.
It is Thursday. You ready for Q&A?
Are we done with this?
We can be. What else you got?
Indiana, yes. Washington, maybe. Alabama.
We said no on Washington. I'm going to say no on Bama.
Okay, then that's all I have.
All right.
Even though they've beaten you basically in all the head-to-heads but one.
Yeah, but they lost to Vandy. And they
Yeah.
lost to Michigan. And they have 4 losses in 2 straight years.
No, they only had 3 losses last year. No, excuse me, they have 4 losses. Correct, thank you. Yeah. I would say Georgia's had a better 3-year run than Alabama.
All right. Discord Q&A. If you want to join, you can. Patreon.com/Brooks Austin. We take these every single week. The Fish Tank Guy says, when can you make my dreams come true of me making you a fish tank? Just to let you know, the Austin family has had a rabbit deceased on it and a leopard-spotted gecko, the leopard spotted gecko.
Yeah.
We kill small animals around here. I'm not saying I kill them or we we actually kill them. They just die. We don't take care of them around here. I don't want to put another small animal at that type of risk. Is that fair?
Multiple small animals.
Multiple small animals. Also, I ain't about cleaning the tank. You know what I mean? I am I would need one of those Finding Nemo radar scanners to automatically clean my tank. And I know what you're going to say, Fish Tank Guy. We'll clean it for you, or I'll have something to clean. I don't want a fish tank. You want a fish tank in here?
Not particularly, no.
Okay. A lava lamp, maybe. A fish tank, I'm good.
I do appreciate the offer, though. It's very nice. Thank you.
Maybe one day. Maybe one day I'll let you. We'll have a studio so big, we'll skip fish tank and go straight to shark tank. And I want one of those sharks with freaking laser beams on their freaking heads. That's what I want. Since he's not here, top 5 funniest J-Will moments. Did you do your list?
I did my list. I have my list.
All right. Is yours funny moments?
Yeah.
Or top 5 moments? All right.
Top
You
5
do
funny
funny
moments.
moments.
All right, so this one is just a number 5. This is just generic. Anytime me and Jay will get on the doom scroll for the reels, laughs are had multiple times. That's always fun. That's not a specific moment from that, but a nice memory that I have with Jay Will, hitting a scroll with him.
Yeah, you guys do the thing where y'all send each other the things you're laughing at.
Yeah.
The boss is excluded. Go ahead.
Oh, dude, you gotta have some camaraderie.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Number 4. This was on the way to the Texas A&M game. I remember you had to pull over because you were going to do some scouting, and Jay Will went to drive. And I vividly remember taking an extra 15 to 20 seconds because it was an automatic seat of him having to move the seat back. That was just very funny to me. Like
Of Lurch going.
Yeah, and having to do it all the way back because he has a good 7 inches on you. Very funny for me.
It's unnecessary.
What dude
He
you
has
call?
5 inches on me. I am a firm 6'1".
Great, man. I'm glad. I love that for you. The Texas A&M game as a whole, from walking around and making an AI of him laying in Revelry's bed.
That made my list.
Oh, dude, that was one of my happy
The
moments.
AI puppy photo of J. Will laying in that bed is hysterical.
Oh, there's plenty. There's a lot of AI videos or pictures that came from that trip.
Yeah.
That we love. Right, sitting in the booth with him. That's the first time me and him watched a game in a press box and didn't have to do anything for it. Georgia wasn't playing, so we didn't write any. It was literally just us watching a game and kind of cracking jokes back and forth. So that was a lot of fun memory there. Number 2, when the confetti Brooks gif of you talking about how you only have winners of confetti and somehow you put Ohio State in there, him mocking you for that made me laugh very hard. And obviously we know what number 1 is, so I'll save that for you because I have a story from that.
Oh, PBJ Beer J. Will?
Go ahead. Yeah.
That's an OLI for me. I left that off the list.
Really? That's my number 1.
Just because, man. You're right. I figured you would hit it. I mean, that's the funniest moment.
Well, there's like
I've never laughed harder around in that man's presence than the night he got too drunk in Knoxville.
I wouldn't
even say he got too drunk. He got properly hammered.
Yeah, no, he
was in flow state of hammered.
I was gonna wait for you to tell that one because there's like 4 different stories you can tell from that night separately.
Yeah, no. I don't know if we should do all of them, but my favorite one was him sticking his head out the window, getting fresh air like a dog on the ride home. Now, ironically enough, he was not the drunkest person we witnessed that night on that ride home.
No.
The car in front of us in a Dodge was by far the most hammered person on the road that night.
Scary, actually.
I mean, we thought we were in that scene in Cars where we found a snoozer, but he was doing one of these. I mean, it was all over the place. Nodder, dude. Yeah. But his rant about no tomatoes at the McDonald's.
Yes.
That's premier drunk. You know what I mean? When you're like, you know what sucks? No tomatoes at McDonald's.
It was first
What's up with that?
It was first him realizing it. Like he had like he was like, wait a minute. Does
McDonald's not
do
have
you guys
tomatoes?
ever get tomatoes in your McDonald's? Like, no. And then him just going on he called someone about it.
Yeah.
To tell him like, God, you're never gonna believe this.
Morgan.
Oh, he called him.
I'm pretty sure he called his wife to complain about McDonald's not having tomatoes.
I don't think he was even complaining. I think it was more just like,
Can you believe this?
Can you believe it? Guess what I just realized. So yeah, that's one of the many stories from that night.
He reached a point in a public setting where he didn't realize how loud he was too.
That was another. So the way this came about, I don't know if we can tell that story.
Yeah, you're fine.
We
Go
were
ahead.
meeting with some Tennessee fans that watched the show, and they own a brewery down in Knoxville. Invited us out, and one of them was like, "J-Will, you can have whatever you want, man."
It's comped, baby.
Yeah,
don't worry about it.
So J-Will gets wind that there's some peanut butter and jelly beers, and he has one. He's like, "Oh my god,
tastes just like a PBJ sandwich."
Yeah, these are incredible. So we're mingling around, and the gentleman that had been providing J-Will with the beers was nowhere to be found. So he's kind of looking around like, where's this person at? Because otherwise you'd have to pay for him. So Brooks, you pull out your debit card and is like, dude, just go buy one. And J-Will very loudly says, I'm not paying for these damn things.
Guy said they were free.
Yeah, he said
I'm not paying.
He told me they were free. I'm not paying for
I'm
these.
not paying.
Very loudly to where some people kind of like side-eyed, like, who is this guy?
So that's PBJ J. Will. We love PBJ Beer J. Will. It was one of our favorite moments. Now, these are just top 5 J. Will moments for me. Number 5, and this is no offense because I'm about to have to do some of these with you. Not have to. I get to do some of these with you. But there is a special bond J. Will and I have when I'm on that board as the coach in the room because he is such a fresh, student. He is not like you. When you are in here, I'm talking about things that you already know. So there's a propensity or a possibility that you might not be as entertained or as engaged as J. Will is. J. Will looks at me like I am speaking the gospel, like speaking football gospel. He looks at me the entire time like the best student I've ever had. So any film study with J. Will is my favorite thing to do because the vibes are so high, unless Georgia just lost to Alabama. At that point, I'd rather a clanker maybe sit down on the clickers over there. Number 4, taking him to the 2022 national title. The picture right here of Bennett, he was with me in that situation. But one of my favorite pictures I've ever taken in my career is J. Will's Twitter profile because he's very fresh out of school. He's very much so still a fan.
Oh, he was still in school.
He was still in school. He was very much so still a Georgia Bulldog fan. And getting to watch confetti fall on him.
Did it hit the J-Will?
And then smile, but then realize I was taking photos of him and started smiling. That, to me, was one of the first moments in my career where I watched a dream of one of you guys be accomplished, and not to be all too sentimental. That's cool as hell to me.
Yeah, dude.
Getting to watch something, like, I live my dreams, like, awesome. But getting to watch other people live their dream outs because of maybe in part of what something you might have done, that's awesome.
Yeah,
that's really cool.
That's a big feeling.
Number 2, Kirby photoshopping him into the dog bed. Or number 3, the dog bed photo is epic. I mean, it's so classic. Because I don't mean to say this about Stretch. I would say this if he was here. Jonathan strikes you in person as someone you would like to cuddle.
Huh.
He seems very cuddleable. Not long in his cuddle, more of a body pillow type of cuddle. But look snugglesome. Look wholesome, snugglesome.
Yeah, I'm glad you feel that way.
Number 2, there was a moment early in his career where I think he was writing for me, but he definitely wasn't doing on-camera work for me. But there was a moment where I was watching him and another person that listens to this show. They were doing content outside, just doing it on their own, doing a little podcast. And I'll never forget watching him and them doing a segment, and the other person was trying to like lead the show. And I don't think he was, I don't even know if he's working for me at the time. He might have, I think he was writing, like I said, but we weren't like we are now. And I remember reaching out to him and saying, hey, don't know if you care, but you got the juice, buddy. The other guy's good, but you got it. Whatever it is, you have it. And that was the moment where I was like, when I get an opportunity, microphone. Now, you know yours. Yours was G-Day event, figuring out what you're doing now.
Yeah.
The immediacy with which you pick up anything that I give you is why you are where you are.
Thanks, man.
Number 1, my most proud and awesome moment is yet to happen. But when I give you guys that fat ass raise you're due for, that's gonna make me feel happy.
That would make me happy too. Yeah.
I already told. It's happening. It's happening. It's gonna happen very, very soon. So the moment that happens, I'll be really, really happy. That's gonna be sick. So
That was a nice little memory lane, sentimental one for that.
yeah, man. More Discord Q&As. Let's do it.
Oh, I forgot that's what we were doing. Yeah.
That's what we're doing. That was the first. This is the second one.
That's the longest. I think that's the longest answer we've ever had.
Why are teams going back to more 4-3 base versus 3-4 base in college football? Will it replace the 4-2-5 as well? So first and foremost, the 3-4 base disappeared, I would argue, in like 2018. People got out of the 3-4 base. They started playing odd fronts out of 4-2-5 personnel, playing with nickel. This is what Georgia does. That's why they play a star. In 2018 was really the last year that y'all kind of ran 3-4 base, where if another team showed up in 11 personnel, one tight end, one running back, and 3 wide receivers, you'd still play 3-4 personnel with 2 outside linebackers on the field, a Jack and a Sam. Then in 2019 is when I really started seeing like, oh, no. Their base personnel is 4-2-5 nickel. They're playing a star all the time, right? They're playing Tyreek Stevenson. They're playing these guys at the nickel, Mark Webb. They're playing these guys at the nickel as opposed to having Lorenzo Carter out there. So that was 3-4 disappeared a while ago, in my opinion. 3-3s started showing up, but 3-4s disappeared a while back.
I think the reason I could be wrong. I think the reason why people think that the mint front is a 3-4 base
because it's listed as a 3-4 every time.
In college football video games, if you want to have a mint front, you have to open a 3-4. Which personnel-wise, it kind of works. But
they still are technically a 3-4 defense because base personnel in football is 2 tight ends.
Right.
That's what we technically call base personnel in layman's football terms, like OG football terms. Base personnel is 12. So you play defensively base personnel structured 3-4. We moved to the nickel a while back. Now, your question about 4-3 base, this is something that I have wondered because people are actually playing 4-3s now. They're not even playing 4-2-5s. They're playing 4-3s. Indiana was a legit 4-3 football team last year. LSU was a legit 4-3 football team last year. Texas Tech played base 4-3 personnel last year. There were several others that did this. And the answers I've gotten from the coaching community is a variety of things, whether it be because we want that apex box defender to be bigger again to stop or cloud up windows in the RPO game. Or I've heard that reasoning. I've heard a reasoning as much as just saying, hey, maybe they have 3 good linebackers and they don't have 5 good DBs. I've heard a lot of different reasonings for it. All I think are relative to each individual school. Very early as he's a rising junior, but do you think Barner will be held in the same regard as KJ when he gets to working on the 28 class? For me, and look, KJ's a great football player, and we're talking about splitting hairs. I would say Caleb Downs, Casey Barner, KJ Bolden, all in like a collective group, and then Tyreek Green in that group somewhere. But no, I think Casey is closer, in my opinion, to Caleb than KJ is to Caleb. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it makes sense.
And they're different football players. Like Casey and Caleb are much shorter, thicker football players, whereas KJ is much longer. Oh, I also forgot Malachi Starks in that mix. Malachi's a longer, better athlete than all those guys. So there you go. Gun to your head, does Jaden Wade stick?
Yeah. I think that they've gotten burned so many times at this point that they're
Why don't we just stay doom and gloom? I'm going to say no.
Oh, no. No, dude, don't do that to them.
I mean, you put a gun to my head, not what I bet. You put a gun to my head. And a gun to my head means Georgia lands him or any of the other blue bloods with massive budgets land him.
Here's why I'm going to –
like if I said Georgia had a 45% chance to land Jaden Wade and keep him, I would say that's about what you would put it at. 40, you wouldn't put it better than 55, 60%, would you?
I would say
they hold on to him.
I would, yeah.
You would? Okay.
I would. And
then he'd gun to head. Go ahead.
Yeah, I would say so. Here's why. If you look at the last 2 5-star big name quarterbacks that have decommitted, Dylan Raiola. All right, Dylan Raiola switched high schools every single year, had already decommitted from one school by the time he even committed to you. Jared Curtis, a guy who was as talented as they come, was also kind of like this is an interesting character study. He's living on his own, apparently.
We think, rumors.
Like, he's supposed to be a really good leader, but at the same point, he's buying Corvettes and other rumors like that. Very, very interesting character study. Everything you've heard from Jaden Wade, and this kid has been recruited since he was 15, is this guy loves football, this guy's a team leader, this guy loves Georgia football. The other 2s were, they really like Georgia, they're happy to be here, they're committed, go Dogs, haha. And then when it came time to actually commit or sign, they were a little bit weird. I don't think you're getting any of this from Jaden Wade. There's not been a red flag on this commitment other than the fact that Jared Curtis and Dylan Raiola left you. So I'm going to say yes, Jaden Wade is in 2028's class.
I would argue that Jaden Wade is the quietest number 1 recruit we've ever had the year before he's the number 1 recruit.
Yes.
Like nobody's really, other than Georgia fans, nobody's really talking about Jaden Wade right now. That's rare for a guy who, by the way, I've said this, and Georgia fans know this. Jaden Wade will be the highest-rated quarterback since the last highest-rated quarterback.
Yep.
Okay, he will be that. Would you rather get half of your recruiting predictions wrong or do a special teams film study for 20 minutes? Well, right now I'm damn near close to doing the first one. So, hell, why don't we tack on a 20-minute film study on special teams? I mean, shit. Just kidding. I would much rather be right, obviously. Let me rephrase that. I would much rather the information from sources be right. I don't do predictions. I do, this is what I was told. Now, that alleviates me of a lot of blame right there is what I just did.
Yeah.
But, hey,
the slide and scale
that is my prerogative.
The slide and scale majiggy has been quiet lately.
Buddy, we took the slide and scale majiggy out back and shot it.
I know.
After the Caleb Downs thing.
I know.
Okay? Straight out back and shot it.
Yeah.
And ain't touched one since.
Yeah. I remember those days.
Who do you predict to be in the dead middle of the SEC this year? Not top, not bottom, just pure mid. Ooh. Missouri.
Vanderbilt because of their schedule.
Yeah, but I think Missouri's going to be Vanderbilt's going to be on the bottom of the SEC rankings because they're going to lose a lot of conference games.
What is the mid record? Is it 6-6?
It's no, to be mid in the SEC, you're 7-5 with like a 3-4 SEC schedule.
Okay, yeah, Missouri is a good call. I think Vanderbilt's a sleeper for that.
You think Vandy's a sleeper?
Missouri and Vanderbilt, I think, are the perfect mids in the SEC.
Tennessee? Is Tennessee on this? Tennessee.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Tennessee.
True freshman quarterback.
Not an easy schedule.
True freshman quarterback. Not an easy schedule. Who else we got in here? We got some more. I know we do. Do we still talk with DJ Jacobs or Dante Wright, or are those ships sailed? The Dante Wright ship has sailed. I'll tell you that. I don't know. I'll reach out maybe to DJ Jacobs and see what's going on. Friend of the show. He's a fan of the show, I should say. Watches. He's understanding that this is a place of ball knowledge, and he enjoys that. So maybe. But I don't talk to recruits anymore, man. That's not my bag.
No.
Come
on, we need one more.
Yeah, no, it's all good. Biggest offensive, defensive deficiency heading into 26 and 27.
Offensive deficiency right now is lack of explosives.
Yeah, it's not even an efficiency thing. It's a prolific thing. Are you prolific enough? I think you're going to be plenty. Oh, he said deficiency, not efficiency.
Deficiency.
Sorry, football brain. Yeah, explosivity on the offensive side of the football. Defensive side, go ahead.
Pass rush.
There you go. Just lays up.
Which we think both have been addressed this offseason. So we'll see if it's better. Hopefully it is.
Is it sustainable for Coach Smart to get mostly 3 stars and still get the same success he had recently? I'm going to tell you right now, I would be willing to bet 50 free memberships to our YouTube chat. I would 100 that at least half of the 3 stars right now are not going to be 3 stars come January. At least 100 gifted. Right now, I'll make that bet. So
damn good deal.
I
take that deal.
But no, I would not be worried.
No.
I mean, his track record with 3 stars is about as good as it could humanly possibly be.
I would, and this is just off the top of my head.
They're like half and half first-round draft picks.
I was going to say, I wouldn't be surprised if his track record with 3 stars is as good, if not better, than his track record with 5 stars.
Well, it can't be because there's, the
sheer volume of it.
Yeah, there's there's the Brian Herrians of the world, the Dallas Dickersons of the world that don't end up being first-round draft picks.
But Brian Herrian was a serviceable running
back
for you for 4 years.
You're right. Hell, he played in the first game of his career.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
a touchdown in the first game of his career.
Ah, boy. You recently rewatched that game.
I did.
Call back. Make sure you hit that thumbs up button. We love you guys. There's a lot of people watching tonight. We appreciate you for being here. I know you had options. We appreciate you prioritizing this place. Hit that thumbs up button. Love you. Bye.